the new Modus Super Series champion.
Oh my word!
It's another incredible moment tonight.
Jeff Smith!
It's match down.
5-star performer, and the bullseye is hit.
It's double
Johnny Magnet!
He looks in better touch than yesterday. Oh, okay. Well, let's face it.
We might see one here, though. Ball for Jack Twiddle. Ball for Big Fish. That's reeling it out, Jack. It's the wrong way.
Treble 21st. It's going to be a single 20. Double top. So it's double top to wrap it up in the 4-1 win.
Getting shot on the mat for you.
Jack, if I had a hat, I would salute it to you there, sir.
What over there?
This is ridiculous from Jack Aldridge.
There, Twiddle, didn't he? And now, Nash for a 108 finish.
That'll be a great fun to watch. Down to the 17, sir. For the ball. Oh, Graham Usher.
It is Saturday night at the Super Series, which of course means we are going to play down to a winner at the end of week 8 of Series 13. 6 players from this week's 12 remain standing, and it is all coming to you live over the next few hours, absolutely free on Pluto TV. Hi there, welcome along to another Modus Super Series Saturday, and this week we've had plenty of fantastic performances, some on debut, some returning stars, some who just always come and make it to Saturday here at the Live Lounge. I'll be fighting it out for the trophy and to be a weekly winner, and that is an honour that the man alongside me has had before. Keegan Brown, former World Youth Champion, former Modus Super Series weekly winner as well. Look, you know what it takes to win a night like this. What's going through all their heads now in that practice room?
The same thing. They want to get up there and hit the board hard and just want to, go for it. It's a fantastic opportunity that all 6 players have got this evening.
In a moment, we're going to show you how they all got there. But first, let's introduce you to the 6 players who are going to be towing the Oki tonight. Nathan Potter almost made history at the Live Lounge as he came close to completing a perfect Group A campaign. Will the Wizard continue to produce some magic? Lee Evans has never failed to reach Saturday night as he impressed the top Group B. Will it be a lovely end to the week for Evs? Graham Usher keeps his perfect Saturday streak alive as he's into number 8. Can the Gambler reach Champions Week for the 3rd time? Jack Aldridge made his mark on debut with an incredible performance on Thursday. Can the Tipton Tungsten Titan maintain his excellent form tonight? Jack Twiddle returned to the Live Lounge for the first time since lifting the Global Championship trophy. Will he repeat this feat at the Super Series? And Terry Nash is into his 2nd Saturday showdown. He's been a weekly runner-up before, losing out to last week's winner Neil Duff. Can he go all the way tonight? So that's the field. We're going to talk about how they got here. And Keegan, you've been watching the last couple of days here at the Live Lounge, and we've seen some standard of darts, haven't we?
God, haven't we just? Let's be honest, we thought Group A was fantastic, and then, let's be honest, Group B and C didn't disappoint, did they?
Certainly didn't. Right, let's start with that Group A then, because it was, well, almost a record-breaking campaign for the winner, Nathan Potter. But look at the margin of victory there. 10 points clear of 2nd and 3rd, Lee Evans and Graham Usher, who we'll come on to in a moment. But Nathan Potter, 14 wins out of 15, Keegan, 14 of them in a row. It was only that last match against Lee Evans that stopped him being the first ever player to win every single match in a Group A campaign.
And what an achievement that would have been. He would have been the only person in the 15-win club. But yeah, to be fair to Nathan, he played absolutely solid all 3 days. He was just unlucky not to get the win, ironically, against Lee Evans. And yeah, I think he was annoyed, but at the same time, very glad that obviously he made it through to Saturday night.
Yeah, he's a standout on paper. 111 average in one particular match as well. Of course, those 14 wins over the course of that campaign. Has had a couple of days off. But if he's used them right, I'm sure he'll be coming to tonight in a lot of confidence.
Yeah, 100%. Let's be honest. Even though he's had a good couple of days rest, he would have made sure he would have put a good couple of hours on the board for the couple of days just to keep the arm flowing as such. Because, there's nothing worse. You don't want your arm to seize up at the most critical time of the week.
Now, he could have been in an extremely exclusive club that only had one member. Instead, he's in kind of an exclusive club of players that have won 14 out of 15 matches in Group A. In fact, Graham Usher is a player that's done that as well. He's in action this evening. Neil Duff, who won last week, he's in as well. And Scott Mitchell, who was in the commentary box earlier in the week, is one of the players to have achieved that. But it's got to be done at some point, hasn't it? Soon someone will go all the way.
Do you know what? It's so surreal because we say it each week that the standard's getting higher and higher, and I actually think it's more of a harder achievement now to achieve the 14 wins. And I don't know. I don't think we will ever see the 15 club.
Well, this kind of shows that. You can see the grimace from Nathan Potter as he realises it slipped away from him. That was the very last match for him in that group. There you can see he's off. He's had enough because finally, after 14 straight wins, someone got him, and that someone happened to be Lee Evans, who himself would end up joining Nathan Potter in qualifying. He did it by winning Group B. And just like in Group A, he actually finished level on points with Graham Usher. Jack Aldridge also threw on debut, but some big Super Series names, Gary Stone and Conor Heenahan, going out shows you how tough a group that was. So to come through it with just 2 defeats, Lee Evans must be very, very happy.
Yeah, he should be. And to be fair, he played really well. Like yesterday, it was the fact that it was all about timing and confidence. And every time Lee went up to the board, he just looked like $1 million. And it was these types of finishes. It was the 3 darters that always involved the bullseye, and like 50% of the time he got them. So yeah, so Lee was really critical with scoring and finishing, and that's why he topped the group.
Yeah, both him and Graham Usher have played a lot of darts this week. 33 1/8 for Lee Evans, 35 for Graham Usher. But he's kind of one of those explosive types, isn't he, Graham Usher? When he's on, he is brilliant to watch.
Yeah, he's on poke, let's be honest. And yeah, he'd be happy to get on obviously through to Saturday night. And it was moments like this that he used the experience. He knows how to take the 12 darters out, and he did it with ease. And yeah, he'd be really looking forward to the challenge of win another weekly title.
Absolutely. That's one of 14 ton-plus checkouts for Usher this week as well. Look, one of the names that was on everyone's lips just when he was announced to play was Jack Aldridge. He didn't disappoint. He started with a bang. This was one of his first performances here at the Super Series on Thursday, and it was sensational, Keegan.
Yeah, wasn't it, Josh? That 1-2-1 there, made sure that he actually had 108 average in that match against Connor. And it was the fact that I think that was his 3rd match into the Super Series. And, only the one game he lost on the Thursday night, lost with 102 average.
Yeah, remarkable. Over 100 average that night, over a 94 average over the course of his campaign in Group B as well. Got through in 3rd place. Also, he hit 16 1/80s in 8 matches. I mean, that is a great weapon to have in his arsenal tonight, isn't it?
Oh, of course it is. And we always say darts is all about the timing. And if he can time them 180s, who's to say he can't win it tonight?
Right, Group C, of course, was the other route of qualification, and this is how that ended up. 2 players tied at the top on 16 points, Jack Twiddle and Terry Nash. Justin Strava, by the way, just missed out. Tom Cromwell had to withdraw through injury. Strava played his last game before Twiddle and Nash and just had to watch as he fell out of those qualification places. But the 2 that got through will feel they're here on merit. They've been here before, and Jack Tweddle's the biggest winner on the Super Series stage, of course, won the ADC Global Championship and showed maybe a little bit of that form this week, certainly in a moment like this.
Yeah, Jack's so good, isn't he? He hit the 117. He was such a kind dart player. He actually let the fish back out, didn't he? But no, in all seriousness, Jack showed his experience, obviously winning the ADC Globals only, a couple of months ago, and it's no surprise that he's here on Saturday night.
Terry Nash, runner-up when he reached finals night previously, lost out to Neil Duff, of course, last week's winner. He'll be looking to, I wouldn't say put that right, because it was a great achievement, but just to go one better tonight. And these checkouts will really help him. He's had the 2nd highest checkout percentage of all the players, and he'll need that kind of thing tonight. Yeah,
100%. Let's be honest, they were his bread and butter throughout the week. It was the 3 darters where, any finish between 60 and 89, he challenged it, and more than likely he hit it. So tonight, he's going to make sure there's a couple more left in the locker.
Yeah, well, let's just confirm then the route of qualification for all those players once more. Nathan Potter with that brilliant Group A campaign at 14 out of 15. Lee Evans getting through in Group B. Graham Usher with him, and Jack Aldridge on debut. Jack Twiddle winning Group C. Terry Nash, same points, but took the runner-up spot. And now, for Saturday night, they go into mini groups, of course. It is a round robin. The top two go through to the semi-finals. Potter, Usher, Nash in Group 1. Evans, Twiddle, Aldridge in Group 2. Keegan, can you see anyone who you think will sail through from either of those groups?
Do you know, I'm going to be a nine. I'm going to sit on the fence because, you know, both groups are absolutely littered with absolutely quality players, and sometimes it is just too tough to call.
Yeah, it can be. Maybe the bookies can help give you some guidance here. Let's bring in the odds then for this evening. And this is interesting. Nathan Potter, favourite. I don't think many will argue with that after his Group A campaign. But look at that. Lee Evans was first in Group B. Jack Aldridge was third. Yeah, Aldridge second in the betting. Usher third. Evans out at 6-1. And then the two Group C players, 15-2 and 8-1 in Twiddle and Nash. Spotting any value there?
Yeah, I have to go with the Wiltshire lads. You know, let's be honest, you've got Lee Evans and obviously Jack Twiddle. The bets there are a remarkable price for both these players, and they're in the same group. So at least two of the three players are going to go through, and I think that's an absolute steal. Quite
busy down there, isn't it? A few fans in for a few different players. I think Jack Aldridge has got a fair few in for his first finals night as well. You can see the crowd all anticipating an excellent evening of arrows. What kind of evening do you expect them to get, Keegan?
Oh, an absolutely fantastic night. You know, any Saturday night here at the Modus Super Series is electric just to be in watching the darts. And from a personal perspective, it's night like these that makes the finals night even more sweeter.
Well, do come down if you get the chance. It is only a £5 dartshop.tv, the place to go. But for tonight, put your feet up, sit back and watch the action. And the first match is about to take place. It's a meeting between Nathan Potter and Terry Nash. And Potter, of course, had that wonderful campaign, 14 wins in a row in Group A. And after it, we caught up with the Wizard.
I sort of, before I come in the Wednesday morning, I sort of like, well, I've got two cards in the trot, so just go in. I knew I was playing Dustin first, so then as soon as I won the two games that I needed to win, I qualified for Saturday anyway. So after that, then it sort of, I kept thinking about it a bit more and a bit more, and when the win come, I looked at the camera after the second last game, and I thought I was thinking there was like one more, and I think after that I was just like thinking about it way too much, and Lee sort of didn't let me have any chances or anything to have a go at it. As soon as he walked in, he went, I'm going to be the one who gets you, and that'll be the last game. He said it in his interview Wednesday morning as well, and he backed it up. It's my first Group A campaign, and I can't complain, to be honest with you. It's sort of first time got me to Saturday. But I kind of go on, really. It's always nice to be in front of a crowd, because when you go play like county and things like that, it's always nice to have support behind you. But it's also nice to have no one in here at all. But coming off a good, decent Q score, good challenge tour, a decent dev tour, coming in, confidence has rocketed up. And now to reach Saturday night, I think I'll go in there and smash it up. Everyone's here for themselves at the end of the day. They all want to pick up that trophy at the end of the night, and that's all I'm here for, to be fair.
And a familiar double is found with ease by Nathan Potter, and he's making this look remarkably easy.
To continue his utter dominance of this group.
Game shot the
nicely done.
Nathan Potter.
It's been a really strong standard.
Returns once more for double 12. And there it is.
Nathan Potter.
Nathan Potter. And this time, Nathan Potter.
Well, here we go then. At the end of this evening, 2/3 of the field for Champions Week will be confirmed. And tonight, 6 darting stars are battling it out for that spot. Nathan Potter begins finals night. Really is a clear benchmark this week. Won 14 of his 15 matches in Group A, averaged just over 91. And finished at better than 40%. But Terry Nash is no easy opener. He won 7 of his 10 in Group C, a 38.8% checkout rate. That's one of the strongest in the field as well. We might see some combination finishes in this game if this pair's week is anything to go by. And this man, well, he's been involved in more matches than all of the players combined, not just tonight, but probably ever. 3,000 matches completed at the Super Series this week. Here's to 3001. And talking you through it, Keegan Brown has joined Henry Deacon.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chris, and a very good evening, everyone. And on the night where the Six Nations Rugby Championship comes to a culmination, it was actually the referee, Paul Hinks, who found himself in a bit of a scrum earlier on because he was stuck in a huddle amidst the 6 players. And I'm sure Paul Tierney will not be refereeing 3,000 games like Paul Hinks has on this stage. But step forth, one of the most exciting young prospects this sport has. He's not someone that maybe comes with a reputation to the likes of Manby or the likes of Littler.
60.
But he is somebody that if he can continue in the right direction, Nathan Potter could be a player, Keegan Brown, we may well be speaking about for years to come.
100.
Good evening, everyone. And yeah, totally agree with you 100% there. And he's one of the most exciting prospects there is in the world of darts. And I don't want to say it, but I've been saying it for the last couple of years that this kid can definitely play the game.
He first came on my radar back in 2021 when I was commentating in Selsey for the WDF England Open weekend. He played in the men's event and in the youth event as well. And he got through to the semi-final of the men's event where he was eventually beaten by Neil Duff, who was at the peak of his powers on that circuit at that particular moment in time. Haven't seen too much on for the couple of years thereafter, but
36.
his exploits on the Challenge Tour, coupled up with successes here, means he's very much on our radar, and he leads tops here to take out the opening
60.
leg.
Nathan Carr, 40.
So there is, hopefully, a 16 dart, a holder throw for Potter. Could be a bit awkward now, 215s. Awkward. What's awkward?
Nathan Potter.
Well, why hit one double when you can hit two? Potter goes 1-0 to the good. He made it through to the quarterfinal of the first Challenge Tour event of the season. And this was the list of names that he managed to reel off on that run to the quarterfinals, Nathan Potter. He got the better of Steve Lennon, Kieran Tian, Chris Wickenden, Ted Evans, Danny Lorby.
97.
It's fair to say he's got his sizable scalps already this season.
Let's be honest, he's doing everything right, isn't he? Obviously, if you're looking at his opponent, you right Terry Nash out of your power, that's all I'm going to say. He battled absolutely superbly in that Group C to find himself here
60.
on Saturday night.
Well, the bookmakers have. They have him the 12-5 outsider to win this match. Nathan Potter went off 3-10 with the bookies. And this is the bookmakers' favourite to win the night. Nathan Potter at 2-1 against Terry Nash, who is the outsider of the 6, quoted at 8.
60.
Well, Nathan Potter didn't just dominate Group A, he bulldozed Group A.
Yeah, he did that, let's be honest. It took that absolutely fantastic finish of Lee
60.
Evans to finally beat Potter 4-2 on Wednesday afternoon. That prevented Potter from joining the exclusive 15 club.
An exclusive club that he would have been
60.
the only
Daniel
member
Carr,
of.
108.
So 108 here for Nash, so it'll be treble 18.
56.
So left that handy. Depends how much pressure can this young man apply.
100. Terry Carr, 52.
So it's 52 for Terry. So it's 2 darts at double top.
Game
And he
shot on the
gets it.
second leg. Terry Nash.
Well, he's got a few in tonight. And actually, I was just delving through some numbers in regards to Terry Nash. And looking at his previous record here, he's only made one Saturday night in the past, which feels like a little bit of an anomaly when you consider how good he is. The last time he did make it through to a Saturday, he got to the final match, lost to Neil Duff, which is also Nathan Potter's best in this building. And that, the first 180 of the night, bellowed out by legendary
96.
referee Paul Hinks. Both players' best appearances here ended in finals, which Neil Duff ended up winning. And Neil Duff is going to be back at Champions
100.
Week. In fact, we get Neil Duff 2 weeks in a row here at the Super Series.
60.
It's a good start. from Nathan in this leg. He'd be hoping to get another ton on the board.
60.
Whereas unlucky not to go underneath the dart. Obviously, we were talking to Terry Nash in the comms yesterday, and he was saying the opportunities of obviously playing the ADC vaults, has gave him this opportunity of playing here at the Modus Super Series. So, it was really good to see the system working really well, really, really well.
Well, we will have more of a chat about that when Jack Twiddle is in action. That's a game for the evening when he takes on Jack Aldridge.
96.
But Potter picking off the 25 his last dart the previous turn means he's on a 2-darter here. Turned out to be ineffective, that dart of the 25 in the end.
36.
So Terry at 140 can apply a little bit of pressure, and he does so.
Need the car 60.
And all of a sudden, this has become a big passage in play. And that was the perfect lie for Nathan Potter, just to slide one on the bottom wire at top. 2-1 to the goods. Every leg thus far going with throw. And every leg going in 17. Like a Sam Fender track, Keeks.
59.
For the players to be hoping that from 17, they're going under in terms of amount of darts needed to win a leg.
40.
That's a perfect lie there for Terry.
140.
That's a really good 140 there. Yeah, I have to say the futures of darts is in a really safe hands at the moment with people like, obviously,
100.
Nathan Potter.
It's such a strange paradox, isn't it, Keeks? Because we're saying Nathan Potter's the future of darts, yet he's 4 years older than the world champion.
And that's the beauty of the game, isn't it?
140.
An absolute darting freak of nature.
Yeah, that's a good 140 there. Be interesting to see what, to see how Nash takes out the 38. Is he going to go for it, or is he going to split it?
91.
How much of it is dependent on what Nathan leaves?
Should split, and he does. That's the right decision, and he gets it.
On the fourth leg. Very nice.
But so far, it's all going with throw. And this is where you've got to give Nathan Potter credit here, because Terry, in terms of the scoring, has had the better of Nathan, but Nathan's just been effective enough on throw, which is all he has to do in this game. Hold 4 times, wins the match. I know it's easier said than done, but that really is the key.
And do you know what that is, isn't it, Henry? Let's be honest. If you hold between 50, if you hold between 16, 17, and 18, let's be honest, you're going to win more games than you're going to lose on your throw. Sometimes that is the insurance banker.
140.
So making sure you've got the throw. Making full use for it.
100.
And again, picking off a couple of 100 points of his first couple of visits. Potter leaving himself in a very good position in this leg. And he does so well to work with that
100.
marker just above, because for a lot of players whose darts sit flat into the board, you usually see him chase around. But Nathan's found a way of just following it
26.
in. And if anything, he's better working with a lie above the treble than he does below the treble.
Yeah, and that really doesn't make no sense, does it? Let's be honest. But that's the beauty of darts.
60.
Everyone is different. Everyone has got their own unique throw and unique action.
45. Nathan Carr, 141.
Well, life would be boring if we were all the same. At least that's what I tell myself in the mirror anyway. 1 for 1, not going to get got for Potter, but again, picking up the 25 to make life easier for
53.
himself, then diverting wide of the target when he does that.
So Terrier, 125, will put a little bit of pressure on the 88, and he does that perfect. So once again, it's that corridor between 16 and 18 darts. So it's going to be double 7 to go 3-2 up.
74.
Well, this is the opening that Terry Nash has been praying for on the Potter throw. And he's going to get 2 in his hand at double 10. And 3-2 he leads. And all of a sudden, that pocket of support that had followed him from Wales.
Teddy to throw first.
are beginning to get their noses up. 3 from 3 on the doubles, and now has the darts to the pose of Nathan Potter. And this is where this format, Keys, can so quickly change, because Nathan Potter won each of his first 14 games in Group A. He won 14 out of 15. He won 28 points. But if he has a poor half hour or so here, he could be dumped clean out the tournament.
100.
The one thing it'd be interesting to see Terry's opinion on this, because one thing that used to really fire me up before a game was if I was wasn't the bookie's favourite as such. Because obviously that would have been shown in the players' room before they played on, and I used to look at that and thinking, right, I'll show you. And sometimes I think it does put a fire in the belly.
Are there different types of players in the respect of there's players that will look at everything and other players that maybe look at noughts, as Terry looks at 81 after 9?
Yeah, I think it's everyone is different, but that's one thing that used to annoy me. So it must annoy somewhere else.
Well, he hasn't missed a dart to the double yet in this contest, and he's going to get an opportunity to win this match in this leg. He's not going to get the opportunity now,
41.
but he is going to come back for it in a few moments' time. Tops left after 12 on throw, and Nathan Potter all of a sudden is in a world of trouble. The bookmaker's favourite may well be deposed by the outsider. This would be a turn up for the form books, but Terry Nash looking at tops. And taking tops and taking out Nathan Potter, who was top dog in Group A. And that pocket of support that have made their way from Wales will be very happy with the way things have started for their man Terry Nash tonight. For Nathan Potter, he was unstoppable in Group A. However, he's got work to do just to stay in this Saturday night. He's going to have to beat Graham Usher in Game 5 of the night. Terry Nash off to the perfect start. He beats Nathan Potter by 4 legs to 2.
Welcome back. This is what happened before the break. Terry Nash of Wales upset the odds by beating the favourite Nathan Potter in the opening match of the night, the first match of Group 1. How are his chances about to go up in smoke, Nathan Potter? Nash with a 4-2 victory, and that is a major result to open finals night. The tournament favourite, Nathan Potter, beaten, and Terry Nash immediately takes control of his group. Well, who can do that in Group 2? We'll find out in the next match as Lee Evans takes on Jack Aldridge. This one could be lively. Lee Evans has been a consistent competitor for many, many years. Jack Aldridge, one of the names on everyone's lips, and on debut, he's produced some wonderful stuff here at the Super Series. And our very own Henry Deacon caught up with him.
Jack, a bit of a step into the unknown for yourself this week at the Super Series, but how would you assess upon the way you played in Group B?
Yeah, I think it's gone really well. I mean, first night I started really well, and hopefully I can just keep that going tonight. Like,
could you have envisaged it go as well, particularly that opening night?
I'd say yeah, really. I mean, I'm quite a confident player, and I've done really well, like you say. So, yeah, just keep it going.
First time we've seen you in front of the cameras, we saw you do well at Q-School, and I suppose the question everybody is asking is, where have you been all this time?
Yeah, well, I just used to play like Super League stuff over the last 3 years, and I decided to give it a go, and it's all worked out for me, really, so keep it going kind of thing.
So going into tonight, what kind of opportunity is this for yourself?
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. I mean, I'm really glad to be here and given the opportunity, and hopefully I can do really well tonight, and yeah, see how things go.
From Tipton, tough neck of the woods that, isn't it, darting wise?
Yeah, it is. I mean, we've got some good players, obviously Jamie Hughes and Scott Baker, so yeah, I've got a few to learn off.
However, they've not got what you want tonight, and that's a weekly win.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's something in my head as well, but yeah, I'll just take it as it comes, and hopefully I can do it tonight. What
would it mean if you could be the last man standing this evening?
That'd be brilliant, honestly, really would. It'd mean everything, so I'll just give it everything, and hopefully I can do it.
Go well, wish you all the best, Jack. Good luck out there.
Cheers, thank you.
For his first win at the Live Lounge.
Getting shot on the mat.
Got his second win in the second match.
Getting shot on the mat.
Jack, if I had a hat, I would salute it to you there, sir.
This is ridiculous from Jack Aldridge, and he's got his hands on his holster.
Well, Jack Aldridge might just have the sharpest numbers of the lot on his debut week here at the Live Lounge. In only 8 matches, he averaged 94.11, hit 16 180s, and produced a stunning 108.75 high average on his first day here at the Super Series. Really exciting talent whose inclusion got plenty talking, and his inclusion at finals night has got plenty in the venue as well. A few of his pals here to watch him. Spot the professional dart player in the audience as well later on. But Lee Evans, well, he's been a professional dart player himself and has produced a strong body of work this week. But can this dream debut go on, or will Lee Evans be the one that leaves laughing at the end of this fixture? Let's find out. Back to our comedic duo in the commentary box, or are they serious broadcasters? Let's find out. Keegan Brown's alongside Henry Deacon.
Thank you for that, Chris. Well, I'm the serious one. I don't know about you there, Henners.
Well, I've not been put for comedic value, Keegan. I can tell you that for nothing.
First flag leader through first. Game on.
Enough of that nonsense now. Our attention is now firmly on Game 2. For Week 8 finals night here at the Modus Super Series.
140.
Lee Evans, I get the sense, is the player that has been written off more than anybody else, and he shouldn't be, because if you look at the numbers, yes, Jack Aldridge had a very good day. Nathan Potter's had a very good group, but I'm looking at his numbers from a 23-game sample. 23 matches, average of 89.29 throughout the course of the week. Yes, he had that high average of 104.29, but the doubling as well over a big sample as Jack Aldridge piles in a max. And his faithful at the back of the room begin to get excited. 36% in terms of his finishing. Write this man off at your pair. He's had 3-ton-plus averages this week. Is he ready to come up to the brim
95.
as the week comes to a close? We've seen this story written many times where there's one big favourite, one big story, one big talking point, and somebody who's just been rather steady through the
52.
pack just
Lee
does the
Carl,
business right at the very
126.
end. And it wouldn't surprise me if Lee Evans would do exactly that come the end of play tonight.
These were the finishes that he was so hot on the last 5 days. Hoping to set it up now. So it'd be 88. So we're looking at treble 20 to leave double 14 or treble 16 to leave tops.
58.
68 left after 12 to get himself up and running in this contest. Well, Aldridge had the max, but other than that, hasn't
60.
had too much to
Lee
shout
Carl,
about
68.
in this opening leg. And so this, for a real comfortable hold of throw, you have to say.
28. Johnny
Outside
Carl,
Jack,
26.
chance for jacket. So he'd be looking at the 19s to kick it off. And yeah, so another one will leave double 6. So he's now looking at the bullseye.
87. Lee Carl, 40.
Wide off to the left-hand side, and so Evans is going to get another 3 darts at tops. Well, this is such a quiet arena, so just the smallest sound can make the biggest reverberation. Someone just dropping something on the
Each
floor
on
at
the
the
first leg, Lee
worst
Evans.
possible time, but it didn't off-put Lee Evans there
Second
as
leg
he wins
Jack
the
to
opening
first.
leg.
Game on.
Good crowd in tonight, Keeks.
Yeah, a really good crowd. You know, and let's be honest, absolutely fantastic.
43.
Value for money. If you're ever in the Portsmouth area, come down to us on a Saturday night. Absolutely fantastic stand of the darts every Saturday night here. You can visit
81.
dartshop.tv and tickets are only just a £5.
£5. What other world-class sport could you watch for that kind of pocket change?
140.
And the thing is, you never know what you're going to see here one week to the next. You could see a legend like Steve Beaton, a player who's been to the summit of the sport, or you may well see somebody who's about
100.
to get to the summit of the sport. I mean, it was only a few months ago that we were crowning a certain Charles Manby champion here. You look at like Jan van Veen recently through the door. Luke Littler not long through the door here. People like Cam
94.
Crabtree doing good things now. Connor Scott. Scott Williams. I could go on and on and on.
So Leah,
108.
absolutely fantastic grouping. I think it's his first 180 of the match, you know, and let's be honest, he's averaging over the 100 mark. So he's definitely coming out
58.
fine. I think,
Lee Carl, 140.
you know, what way is he going to go? Is he going to kick over 20s? Unlucky not to find the treble 20 there.
55.
But one thing I do have to say, Hennis, I don't know about you, I think in this Group 2, I think they might have got the betting wrong.
We'll delve on that a bit more in the next leg, because Evans has left 85 after try. You may remember yesterday that Lee Evans hit that 104.29 average
96.
against
Lee
Jack. He had 11
85.
darts in the first leg and threatened to 10 in the leg after. And he's looking for 2-0 here. If he can find the ball.
Game shown
No
the second
mistake
leg.
whatsoever.
Lee Evans.
2-0 Evans. And he looks
leg leader through
comfortable.
first.
You were saying that you feel that there's a slight anomaly
Game
shall I
on.
say, in the betting gigs. Please do elaborate.
See, for me, it's more the experience. You know, you've had Lee, there's been a multiple tour card holder over the last, you know, several points over the last 10 years.
100.
Obviously, Jack doing so well, you know, just recently winning the ADC Global Championships on this stage. And yet, they were quite
100.
far back. They were quite large odds for an individual sport.
Well, let me give you the match odds for this game before a dart was thrown. Lee Evans on throw, remember, even money to win this game. They had Jack Aldridge
93.
8-11 on, despite the fact he was against the throw. I don't know about you, but Lee Evans at even money would have represented a bit of value. If you are having a
100.
flutter tonight, it's 18+, gambleaware.org.
Obviously, I'm not taking nothing away from what Jack has done over the last couple of days, because, you know, to be here on debut, to be, you know, having a running
100.
average of nearly 95, absolute phenomenal standard from the. I was going to say from the youngster, but he's actually a couple of years older than me.
Can't call him a youngster. He's got grey hairs. Evans is putting his foot on the throttle here.
140.
He's got his hands on the tiller.
$134.
You know, whatever happens,
car 68.
you know, tonight, all I can say, Jack, you should be very proud of what you've done. You've definitely, you know, set the darting world alight.
Double 16.
Gains on the
14
leg.
darter,
Lee
3-0
Evans.
Evans. His experience is
Forward
coming up
judges
to the
go
fore.
first. Game
45 darts for the opening 3 legs, 100.2 the average for Jack Aldridge. This feels a little bit like a baptism of fire. Has to be said, not playing poorly at all.
97.
Average just underneath the 92 mark. In fact, above the 92 mark now. And I have to say that from absolutely nowhere, his background prior to Q School was literally playing Super League. That was it. And now he is mixing it with the best at this level. But he's being taught a lesson by one of the best at this level in Lee Evans, second max of the match.
100.
You know, let's be honest, Lee hit 5 180s yesterday in this tie.
Hold the front door.
177.
We've only ever seen one on a Saturday night. Danny Van Tripe against Dean Feen in August last year. And Lee Evans has got the easier combination because he can just stay on the treble 20. And if he doesn't take out the 144, he might not win the leg.
So here we go. Perfect. Another treble 20. Double 12 for the first 9 darter. And he gets it. Absolutely fantastic from Lee Evans. And to win the match.
The live lounge in Portsmouth erupts. It's perfection from Lee Evans. What a way to wrap up the contest. A 4-0 victory, and he does so in 9 dart style. Lee Evans has the last laugh. He wins with a 9 darter. He gets the acclaim of the Portsmouth crowds. An average of 111.33, but most importantly, the crowning glory of a 9 dart leg. He beats Jack Aldridge by 4 legs to 0. And just look at the scenes here at the live lounge. It has gone balmy. It has gone ballistic because Lee Evans has hit only the second 9 dart finish here on a Saturday night.
Welcome back to the party in Portsmouth that has just been turned up a few notches. First of all, Terry Nash defeating the favourite to win tonight, Nathan Potter. But that favourite might have just changed because Lee Evans just produced an incredible performance in a 4-0 whitewash win over Jack Aldridge, an average of 111, and it was capped off with a 9-dart finish. Keegan Brown is alongside me to react. Keegan, wow, what a moment.
Absolute class, isn't it? To get a 9-darter here, just to recall it during a week, is magnificent. But to get it in front of all them fantastic crowd out there, absolutely second to none. Yeah,
they lapped it up, didn't they? And why wouldn't they? We can take a look at it again here. Lee Evans, I mean, well, that's not exactly that's thrown me right off, Keegan. Oh, wow.
If he can hit a 9-darter from here, then he's done something good. That's all I'm going to say.
A bit of history at the Modus Super Series there. A 9-darter where hit a single number. No, we will get you the real clip in a second. We are all overexcited to what's just happened. But, I mean, how will he be feeling? He's got to come down from that, hasn't he?
See, that's the hardest thing now, because, from my personal experience, as soon as, when you're onto the 144, you think, here we go. And as soon as you hit the double, you think, crumbs. Well, a little bit stronger than crumbs, that's what I'm going to say. But in all fairness, what Lee now has to do is just get back into the practice room, start to learn how to breathe properly, just to calm down. And because, let's be honest, the job's not over yet.
No, certainly not. Look, fabulous performance as well. It's not just about the 9-darter, but Jack as well. We were building him up, weren't we? Really incredible performances himself to get here this week. What will he be thinking now? Because a 4-0, it's the worst possible start to a finals night.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Let's be honest. The last 3 darts that Jack threw was 108 to leave 124. So in theory, the only positive is Lee had to take out the 144 to stop Jack from getting the leg. And that's how I would look at things. And let's be honest, Jack didn't do a lot wrong. Just losing with a high 90 average, and he still missed his chances in the first couple of legs.
Yeah, he's run into one there, hasn't he? From Lee Evans. Right, do you want to see it again?
Yeah, why not?
Let's try and see that 9-dart finish from Lee Evans. This time, he gets it right. Look, when do you know, Keegan? When do you start thinking about it when you're in a position like this?
It's when the 6th dart goes in, because you think, right, hold on, I've gone 6 darts in, it's perfect now. And you're thinking, right, just don't get over too excited. You've still got the leg, because there's nothing worse when you miss a 9 and then lose the leg. So Lee's thinking, right, here we go, just do what I'm doing. Just big trebles, that's all I want. First one goes in, and that's it, absolutely perfect. Now this is when the heart is racing and the hand's shaking, and he delivers it absolutely bang on cue. And
in front of an audience as well. It's only ever happened once before on a Saturday night, of course. And a good audience, a good healthy audience. A lot of people say this is one of the harder places to deliver because it's not like you've got this sea of noise with thousands of people. You can hear every little thing. I was out on the balcony then, and as he's doing it, people are getting excited and he's having to banish all that from his mind and just focus on that pinpoint accuracy. So full credit to him.
Oh, 100%. He showed true professionalism there. Just remain cool. Even the celebration was just just hit a 9-dart. But it was good because he knows the job's still in hand.
Hey, we might even get another one,
Hopefully.
Right then, let's bring you back to earth and let's bring you back to Group 1. We've got a meeting now between Terry Nash, who can go through with 3 legs in this one. He takes on Graham Usher, who caught up with Henry Deacon a little earlier.
Graham, I can imagine all in all, you're pretty pleased with the way this week's gone.
Yeah, definitely. Just to get a Saturday night, that's what the plan is from Monday. So, yeah, happy.
Had some trials and tribulations. You've been put through the ringer a little bit, haven't you?
Yeah, it hasn't been straightforward, but we got there in the end. That was all that matters. Getting that top 3 places on the Friday and then see what happens today.
You've had some battles, but you're the type of player that enjoys the heat of them, don't you?
Oh, yeah. I like a good scrap up there, It's interesting and it's good for the crowd. So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
Into tonight, you've pretty much played everybody that's in tonight's field. Obviously, you haven't played in Group A. So how much are you looking forward to that? And how much do you know this is going to be a tough task because you played against them already this week?
It's been tough all week. Played Group A, that was tough, with Nathan going 14 out of 15 and then Jack turning up and doing what he did on the Thursday night. So, yeah, they've all been tough games. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
However, do you feel like you've gone under the radar a little bit?
Yeah, I do, yeah. I like sort of just come under the radar, see how we get on. Hopefully it's a good thing, but if not, we'll give it our best.
Because one thing you've got that the rest of them haven't is weekly titles in the bank here, and a few of them at that.
Yeah, it'd be nice to pick another one up. But I'm going to say it's going to be tough. There's some good players in there. And big averages and big finishes, like I said last time, you know. So if I do my score and hit my doubles, I should be all right.
Finally, it's nice to see you playing with that smile very much back on your face.
Yeah, it is. It's nice. My lad said that. It's nice to see you smiling again. So just enjoy it.
Right, wish you the best. Go well. Good luck, Graham.
Thanks, Henry.
The gambler, Graham Arthur!
Graham Usher wins the first game of Champions Night.
Because of how it's going, he has got all the time on. Well, don't have to go for the ball, but gets the ball.
Well, we've already hit the jackpot tonight, haven't we? With a 9-dart finish on finals night here at the Super Series. But from Cloud 9, we go back to Group 1, and Terry Nash returns with a chance to put himself through to the semi-finals. Nash has already beaten Nathan Potter and has shown his clinical checkout success throughout the week. A victory here, and he would be going through. In fact, he doesn't even need to win the match. More on that in a second. Graham Usher, he's one of the most dangerous players in the field, isn't he? The Scarborough Slinger was runner-up way back in Series 1. And Nash there, just getting confirmation. A win would put him through. Actually, just getting to 3 legs would have the same result for him. As for Graham Usher, the only result that could see him qualify at this stage would be a 4-0 victory. But if Nash does beat him here, it would mean, of course, that Usher's game against Potter would be a straight shootout for a semi-final spot. Let's get this one done first, though, and I'll hand you back to Keegan Brown. And I think Henry Deacon has just climbed down from the chandelier.
First leg, Terry to through first. Game on.
Thanks, Murph. Hello again, everyone. Well, how do you follow that? Terry Nash and Graham Usher have kind of got the darting version of After the Lord Mayor's show here. For Graham, he's got 2 cracks at getting through to the semi-finals. This one, if he can win 4-0. If not, then he
83.
has a straight shootout against Nathan Potter. Effectively, this is a bit of a free hit for Terry Nash, shall I say. Doesn't even need to get a result in this game.
66.
Just needs legs to send himself into the semis. And it would mean that the outsider with the 4 at 8-1 would be the first player to progress.
125.
And let's be honest, so far, the bookies might have got it wrong tonight.
I do want to say,
82.
Keegs, many congratulations on calling your first 9-darter, pal.
It wasn't bad, was it? I don't know, he was more nervous, Lee.
140.
Yeah, an amazing moment and some serious live lounge limbs, but back to the serious
60.
business as Usher looks at 153 to get the break and win the opening leg. He's got 6 to do exactly that.
59.
It must be hard for both players because they're thinking, how can we do better than that?
94.
How do we come out? You know,
94.
you know, they would have had a bit more, adrenaline as well. But Usher it, double top for the first leg, and he gets a solid 15-dart breaker throw.
There is something to be said about being the game that follows something special. And you've played in your fair share with big majors over the years, Keegan. And usually what will happen, particularly at the match play or the World Championship,
41.
the mainstay player will usually play the 3rd game of the night. So, for example, during your day, Phil Taylor, Michael Van Gogh, they'll play
85.
game 3 and then there'll be another game after that. I don't know if you've been in that scenario where you've had to play game 4 after game 3, but what is it like when you know that actually
83.
the main draws come before you and you're kind of, to a certain extent, a little bit of an afterthought?
Yeah, it is a weird scenario.
99.
But I was always glad to be there playing more than anything. But yeah, it's one of them things, isn't it? Where that's the beauty of the game.
99. 140.
Terry Nash is playing like a man inspired this evening. The numbers so far, has to be said, look a lot better than the numbers he was punching in during his Group C campaign. In fact, his highest average over 10 games in that group was 91.5. He bettered that in game 1 tonight, averaging 92.69. And at this present moment in time, is just beginning to go through the gears a little bit as Usher, with that 140, leads himself on
118.
double 19. Remember, if he wins 4-0, then he will go through. If Nash takes us out, the opportunity goes a-begging. But the
78.
tops goes higher than the mark.
38.
And we do know Graham will attack this.
Thank you.
Getting closer.
19.
And a little bit too high.
40.
Bend the way with dart 2. Finds a way through with dart 3. Terry Nash is 2 legs away now from qualifying through to the semi-finals. Graham Usher will have to go to the next
please
game.
Can you not call out when the players are throwing at the dartboard at the time? That would be appreciated. Thank you.
Paul Hinks calling order.
First, game on.
It's a lively crowd, but it is an intimate venue, and the smallest noise, as we always say, tends to make the biggest ripple effect. And I suppose as well, it's easy to understand with the excitement of what happened in the previous game that one or two individuals may get a little bit overexcited, but it's to the point where we need to bring the tempos back to a little bit more of an even keel.
And that's just me and you.
140.
I was going to say, with that 9 targets here, we needed best of order in the commentary box. As Usher piles in a max, averaging in excess of a ton.
57.
Incidentally, that average of Lee Evans in hitting the 9 wasn't even the best average you've seen this week. Just a couple of
40.
percentage points lower, decimal points lower than Nathan Potter's 111.62. Which ironically he hit
55.
against Lee Evans.
Graham Car 141.
No, ironically, it was Lee Evans that broke the potential 15 out of 15.
89. Teddy Car 115.
Well, Nash to go 2 onto the good and to move 1 away. Double top. Oh, that is exquisite. And Terry Nash very much is getting his teeth stuck into this.
4th leg Graham to throw first. Game on.
1 leg away from the semi-finals. The 8-1 outsider for the night.
60.
To put it into context, he was 12-5 against to beat Nathan Potter, did so. And even with the darts in this game, Graham Usher was quoted on as a 4-6, almost
99.
certainty with the bookies.
$30.
But we say it so often, don't we, Keegan? Saturday night is a completely
100.
different animal.
Yeah, it is. It really is. You know, majority of the time, I don't want to say all
60.
the time, but the majority of the time, the players that have played within crowds, you know, played at, you know, many TV events, you know, this is their sort
100.
of bread and butter. You know, this is where, you know, I find this is the environment that I relax in, because I'd rather have a bit of noise than no noise, but that's my opinion.
100.
But, you know, that's why, you know, people like, obviously, Graham Usher played countless games on the European Tour. He's used to this. He's used to playing on the Saturday night with the
48.
crowd.
And sometimes it is a case of different horses for different courses. Ian White was one of the most prolific winners on the floor, but when it came to
81.
stage
Teddy
tournaments, just
Car
couldn't quite
154.
correlate that. As Nash looks at 154, this would have qualified him through to the semi-finals.
94.
And I'll be honest, I can't imagine Terry being the type of player to be thinking about, you know, he just wants to go up there and win, and he's thinking, do you know what, if I just win, nobody can chase me.
98. Teddy Car 60.
Win 4 matches, win the pot.
Getting
Sounds
shoulder
simple,
forward.
but
Terry
that
Nash.
now becomes just 2 matches because Terry Nash is into
Triple
the
H Terry to throw
semi-finals.
first.
Job done.
Game on.
And it has been a series for outside winners. We've seen
85.
Steve Green and Keanu Van Velzen qualify for Champions Week already.
Yeah, what a player
96.
Steve Green is. I had the pleasure of watching him a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, playing for Lancashire. And obviously, he beat one of our, obviously, a previous Modus Super Series plays and Ryan Harrington, and yeah, that was an absolute cracking game of darts. That was.
180.
Well, we're seeing the big numbers hit now.
We are that.
95.
I tell you what, I was speaking to our producer before a dart was thrown this evening, and I said this night could not disappoint. It hasn't so far. We've seen
48.
a 9 darter, and Nash has left 1-4-1 after 9 to get this game wrapped up 4-1. He's got 6 to do exactly that.
60. 59. Terry O'Carr, 81.
So there's 81 for Nash. So it's 2 darts at double 12.
Game shown the mark, Terry now.
Terry Nash has made Group 1 look routinely easy. He was the outsider of the 3 to qualify through to the semi-finals, but he's done it at a canter. He beat Nathan Potter 4-2, and he's just beaten Graham Usher by 4 legs to 1. And that means the meeting between Usher and Potter is going to be a straight shootout. One of the 2 fancied horses tonight will be eliminated at the first hurdle after Terry Nash got the better of Graham Usher by 4 legs to 1.
Team Ireland.
But Hino is the hero. Ireland!
Team Croatia. going for 3 bulls. He's got 2 of them. He's got all 3. Team Canada.
It's double 10.
James on the trip by Canada.
Is a performance.
Team Northern Ireland.
But has McKee got the secret? Yes, he has.
Northern Ireland.
What a finish.
Team USA.
Is he going to finish it with a stunner? With an absolute stunner. An absolute powder from Danny Laubing.
Team Belgium.
Another. Yes. Tops. Yes.
Double 13. He's done it.
Team Wales.
In that step back, taking his time, and tops his banger, Richie Burnett and Kirk Parry, and what a celebration in the end. It was epic.
Team Scotland.
Well, that is absolutely incredible. They know they are watching history unfold here.
Team Netherlands.
Tops it is. And it's double Dutch delight.
It's the Netherlands.
Team Germany.
The match, and
James on the fourth leg.
you can hear the roar. Yes, that was it.
Team Kenya.
Match championship points.
Team England.
Gamble there, it's paid off.
Fallon Sherritt gets across the line in an absolute belter of a match.
It is coming back to the Live Lounge. International Pairs 3 gets underway on the 20th of April. Some new faces will be in action as well, but the defending champions, Ireland, will be part of that lineup. Don't miss it. As soon as this series is over, International Pairs returns to the Super Series stage. But tonight we've had plenty of excitement and drama, haven't we? Lee Evans, a standout performance, a 9-dart finish and a 4-0 win against Jack Aldridge. But Terry Nash is stealing the headlines himself. He's beaten Nathan Potter and Graham Usher, and he's through to the semi-finals, a 4-1 win over Usher, backing up the upset from earlier. And Nash is already through with just 3 games played in the group stages. Attention turns now to the battle between the Jacks, and if Twiddle gets the better of Aldridge, then 2 more players will go through, because Twiddle and Lee Evans will qualify at Aldridge's expense. At Twiddle, when he was last here, he was lifting a rather big heavy trophy, the ADC Global Championship, and pocketing £60,000. Can he add a Super Series success to his name? We'll find out, but first let's hear from him. Jack, would it be fair to say maybe not your best this week, but good enough to get through to Saturday?
Yeah, I would say so. In spouts this week, it was okay. It wasn't anything amazing, but it was, like you said, it was just enough to get through.
Was it a case just your B game kind of dragging you in?
Yeah. I don't think I've played my best at all this week. Yesterday was a little bit more glimpses of what I know I can play like, but it was all about just managing everything this week.
Is that the key now, just trying to peak at the right time as we get towards Saturday, having your best darts when it matters?
Yeah, towards the end of the week, it started to pick up. I started to show more what I could do, especially when I needed to. And I always prefer the Saturday night, like the knockout side of things. So hopefully that's the case.
First time we've seen you since winning the ADC Global Championship. How's that changed things over the last couple of months?
I haven't really had time to think about it, to be honest. I've just been playing constantly. I've had Challenge Tour, I've had Q-Score, I've had Pro Tour events. So yeah, it's just been go. So I think in May, I think I've got a little bit of time, so maybe it might sink in a little bit. But yeah, at the minute, it's still go.
Does it feel like expectations are now a little bit higher on yourself?
Maybe in a way, just because of the fact that I'm making Pro Tours consistently and so on. It's not so much expectations from other people, it's just more myself, because I know I can play like that a lot of the time, and it hasn't shown here really at all, other than the first week I was here. So it's just trying to get back to doing that again.
You won the ADC Global, but yet to win a week here at the Super Series. How much would you like to break that duck tonight?
Yeah, I do want to obviously get that win, whether it's tonight or in the future. I know, unless I get my tour card, I know I will win one here eventually. It's just a matter of when, but hopefully it's today.
Wish you well. Go well, Jack.
Thanks, mate.
finds a treble 19, double 18
Game
incoming.
on the third leg.
Takes out a
Jack
153.
Perfect start with back-to-back tub plus finishes. If he can
Game
find double
shot
50,
and a match.
what a
Jack Twiddle.
finish! Think about going away from convention. Ball for Tops. Tops are 12.
Game
Tops
shot
are
on the
12
third
for
leg.
Twiddle.
Excellence after excellence for Jack Twiddle.
Game shot.
Jack Twiddle
And the match
is the
on your
ADC
ADC
Global Champion.
Jack Twiddle!
Yeah, he is back, looking to lift another bit of silverware on the Modus Super Series stage here on Pluto TV. Jack Twiddle making his first appearance of tonight's show, and what a show it's been already. Group 2, though, resuming, and the pressure is squarely on this man. Jack Aldridge went down 4-0 to Lee Evans, who blew him away with a 9-dart finish. He needs to reset quickly, or he will be heading home. Jack Twiddle joins the group with a very strong profile of late. Played some good stuff this week. Also had the high finish, the 170. We've had a bit of everything this week, haven't we? And as for Jack Twiddle, well, qualification looms if he can do what he needs to do in this game. A victory, and he goes through. Lee Evans goes with him, and Jack Aldridge would be out. So we're all jacked up here at the Modus Super Series, and I'm going to hand you to our top team of commentators. Jacks of all trades, you might say. Henry Deacon and Keegan Brown.
Thanks, Murphy. Yeah, certainly not I, Master. Anyway, here we go.
Hang on,
Jack
ladies and
Aldridge,
gentlemen,
Jack
first
Twiddle,
leg, Jack
game
Aldridge
4
to throw
of the
first.
night. And for Jack Aldridge,
Game on.
well, he just ran into a baptism of fire, didn't he, against Lee Evans in his opening match of the night. He averaged 97.88 and had only one dart and a double to show for it, because he was basically on the receiving end of the Lee Evans show. What does he do to kick things off here? Finds a maximum.
So in theory, he's actually gone back-to-back 180s.
177.
Right, this is getting a bit silly now. Could you imagine if Jack Aldridge, well, we can imagine no more, had a 9-dart hit against him, then hit a 9-darter? Well, there is still a possibility here that Jack Twiddle could hit a 9-darter against him.
Well, I'm greatly disappointed, Jack, after that first start.
96.
I do have a prediction, Keegan. I think Jack wins this contest.
There's always one, ladies and gentlemen. There's always one.
96.
But nevertheless, absolutely fantastic opening leg from both players. Only averaging above the mere 135 mark.
122. Jack Lucar 85.
Potential 11-darter. And the irony is, he may win this leg in 4 visits. He may need to win this leg in 4 visits.
75.
Because Tweddle's back for 106 here.
106.
So it'd be 74. Might go for 42. And he does to leave 32.
74. Jack Lucar 10.
So 2 5s to get the account up and running. Underneath, and Tweddle will return for 32.
6. Jack Lucar 32.
Have to say, Jack Aldridge has run into one, but that's the first real opportunity he's had tonight. He's not really been able to take full advantage of it. Tricky double 8 because the flight's in the way. And just
24.
on the inside.
Jack Lucar 4.
This is an absolutely great opportunity for both players in this
Game
first
shot
leg.
the
And it
first
goes
leg. Jack
to the man
Aldridge.
from the West Midlands.
Well, Jack
Second leg,
Aldridge
Jack
will not
Twiddle
leave
to throw
Portsmouth
first.
legless
Game
tonight. Not sure about 1 or 2 of the patrons in here. But this has been
97.
a superb Saturday night. And I've been here, Keegan, for 3.5 years. And I genuinely, looking at the numbers, cannot think of a better start to a Saturday session,
81.
including Champions Nights. Quite like the one we've had this evening. The lowest average you've had so far this evening is 88.25 from Nathan Potter.
85.
And he was the favourite coming into this evening. So that just shows you that every single player is now going to take their opportunities, because they realise
78.
that, I know we say this and week in, week out, the standard is only rising. You know, who's to say that within the next 6 months we ain't going to see another 5 or
81.
6 9 darters on a Saturday night because the standard is only grown here at the Modus Super Series.
Well, that does happen. We will need a brand new delivery of Vocal Zone to the commentary box.
140.
Well, it's just one person that's just shouting out at the worst possible time, and it's credit to both players, the fact that they're just able just to keep their cool,
45.
because we have seen in the past players really get under one's collar when something does happen, when there is just a little bit of a disturbance.
100.
Aldridge 102 to get the break and lead this game 2-0.
Januka 100. Sorry, 40. Januka 102.
So 102 for 2-zip.
Might look at the ball, all 42. And it is perfect dart for double 16.
Game on the second leg. Jack Aldridge.
He's getting himself into proceedings now, is Jack Aldridge.
Game on.
102 finish, puts it 2-0 to the good. And I should say, if Jack Aldridge wins this game 4-0, and then Jack Twiddle beats Lee Evans 4-0, Lee Evans, a man who's had a 9-darter tonight, could be involved in a 9-dart shootout.
And it'd be ironic if somebody hits a 9-darter in that 9-dart shootout.
We could see the magical 180, 180, 180.
Absolutely fantastic here from the man from Tipton. This was the stuff that he was producing early on Thursday evening that sent him to the top of the table.
Well, we cannot say that averaging 97.88 is a sign of nervousness, but he's certainly come alive in this.
140.
The man from Tipton looks like he's in tip-top form right now, Keegs.
But you can't argue with that, can you? That's a good 180 there from Jack. Oh, an absolutely fantastic night of darts here at the Modus Super Series.
And you know what? It feels like shots like this have to go. Such has been the standard tonight. Double 14 for 3-0. Not quite there. Twiddle for 2-1.
24.
And now he will get a poke at the bull.
99.
And he's not too far away.
Januka 28.
Millimeters. That's a hard one now. It's 2 darts at double 5. And he hits it sweet as a nut.
45 darts for the first 3 legs. Jack Aldridge 3-0 up. And if he wins this 4-0, the only way he would be able to be eliminated is through said 9-dart shootout.
No, I don't want to say anything. Jack Aldridge has won the last 3 legs in the same fashion. I was about to say that Lee Evans did before he hit the 9-darter. Because they both won off 16, 15, 14.
85.
But if Jack Aldridge can hit a 9-darter from this position, I'll take my hat off to him.
What was it Les Dennis would say? I'll give you the car myself.
140.
But don't write Jack Twiddle off at your peril. At the end of the day, he is the ADC Global
97.
Champion for a reason.
Well, he's had the odd dart at the ball, but the big one was those 3 darts at double 16 and double 8 to level up at 1 apiece. Didn't take them. Jack Aldridge went 2-0 up.
54.
And it's felt like one-way traffic ever since. Jack's not played poorly, averaging himself 91.5. But low 90s averages tonight just haven't been good enough.
43.
Forget Pro Tour standard. This is elite level stuff. This is what the top 32 will be bashing in against one another week in, week out.
Like we said, standard here at the Modus Super Series. It's just remarkable, isn't it? We keep saying that we are running out of superlatives.
124.
Because the standard is always this high.
Missed the ball for this in the previous leg, but doesn't have to chase the ball this time. But we'll pick up the ball with the last to leave himself on 35 when he comes back.
I think he might have miscounted there.
But he's going to get the guarantee of 2 darts at a double at least, providing he stays straight. When anything down that corridor will leave a double. Double of choice is double 8.
19.
And if Jack Aldridge takes out this 116, he's guaranteed to throw more darts, whether it be in the semi-finals or in a 9-dart shootout.
Just looking at the 19s to kick it off. He's going to move over slightly to the right for the 57, and he gets it, so it's 1 dart at double top.
76. Jayukar,
Scared
16.
Perfect guide.
Finds
Finds a way through. Twiddle's in the contest. And importantly, it means whatever happens,
Fifth leg, Jack Aldridge through first.
Jack Aldridge will be twiddling his thumbs going into the final match of the night. Providing, of course, he gets the job done, loses it, then he's going to be heading back to the Midlands rather quicker than he anticipated. No 9-dart shootout on this Saturday night. I mean, that would be greedy, wouldn't it? A 9-darter and a 9-dart shootout.
Why not?
Who knows? May see more than one 9-darter.
140.
I think our voice box might be running out if we see another 9-darter.
There's another 9-darter there. We might need a sub in Chris Murphy.
60.
All we can see is we can definitely
100.
speak after that 9-darter.
I can't promise anything.
140.
Aldridge has 6 from here to wrap it up 4-1.
Looking to set it up. Might go down to the 19s.
28.
Wow, this is a big opportunity for Twiddle. Another one relief tops.
100. Jayukar 136.
For the match. Just trying to leave himself on a double, and a single will do
96.
exactly that, and that is
Jayukar
exactly what he's
80.
got. Tops left.
Thank you.
If Twiddle doesn't take this out. To reduce the arrears to 3-2. Got to be careful not to catch it.
What a dart.
Jack
That is
Twiddle.
such... In that situation, knowing your opponent
Jack Twiddle to throw first.
is on the verge
Game
of
on.
winning, the Swindon base thrower, superb.
60. $57. 100. 97.
Let's get 97. That's unlucky there. Not to get more there for the Swindon thrower.
$125. 51.
The screw is beginning to turn here. Aldridge had opportunities to win it 4-0, which would have meant that he would have
55.
had a bit of darting purgatory, knowing that he would have been thrown again, but without knowing where he was going to be thrown again. And all of a sudden, he may well be eliminated in a few moments' time. He may have to take out the 167.
It's not going to go now.
46. Jayukar 90.
It's a jack here at 90. So it's the bullseye to keep in.
65.
To me.
Jayukar
Too risky that was on the 90 in my opinion. That's perfect. He missed it in the previous leg. Is he going to take it out?
93.
Does he look back
25.
at that moment in a few minutes' time? Twiddle double 12.
1.
Well, he's had a couple of darts sustained, and look at the grimace on his face. He knows the importance of that miss potentially, because Jack Aldridge comes back and pins double 14 to seal a 4-2 victory. He gets the better of the ADC Global Champion who is going to have to get a result against Lee Evans in his final game. Jack Aldridge with a 4-2 win, putting right the wrongs of that first game against Lee Evans. And who would have thought this? Graham Usher and Nathan Potter after the break. It's a straight shootout to stay in the tournament.
And if you'd booked your ticket tonight, you could have just been feet away from seeing the most incredible feat in darts, the most perfect feat, the 9-dart finish, which was hit by Lee Evans earlier tonight. I'm sure we'll show you that again at some point, but now, well, it's pretty much knockout darts from here on, and it certainly is in terms of this match in Group 1. The meeting between Graham Usher and Nathan Potter will determine which one of them joins Terry Nash in qualifying for the semi-final. So let's get it on in the company of Keegan and Henry.
Well, who would have thought at the beginning of the night this would be a straight shootout to see who was going home? Because these two were two of the fancied horses with the odds compilers, first and third favourite respectively to win the night. Nathan Potter, 2-1 favourite to go on and lift the trophy for the first time. And I'm not saying the first game went poorly, but he decided to throw with his left hand that last practice dart. Now, Graham Usher is ambidextrous. He can chuck 'em well with his left and chuck 'em well with his right, and then drop 'em as well. And in his opening game, he lost 4-1 to Terry Nash. Nathan Potter lost 4-2 to Terry, which means that the Welshman is into the semi-finals, the only non-English player in the field of 6 players this evening. For these two, it's all about survival. Effectively for them, this is a quarter-final. The winner of this game will take on the winner of Group 2, in which every player is still in play. Jack Twiddle, Lee Evans and Jack Aldridge, courtesy of that 4-2 success for Jack Aldridge in Game 4 of the evening session. Well, these two, not just enjoying their battles on the stage, but they have been enjoying each other's company over the course of the last few days. They've been in the same accommodation over the course of the week. They've been spending time together. They've been eating together. And on Wednesday night, once the group stage action was completed in Group A, they were actually watching the Arsenal Champions League game against Bayer Leverkusen with one another. So they've certainly enjoyed each other's company. But now it's down, Keegan, to the cut and thrust, the serious business, and a place in the semi-finals for the victor.
Yeah, like you said there, Hannah's, it is a straight knockout.
Hang on, ladies and gentlemen, first flag, Graham to throw first.
So,
game on.
It's the youngster against the older statesman in the game, and it'd be interesting. It'd be really interesting to see how, obviously, both will cope with that.
134. Sorry, 98. Check, 134.
Well, the numbers perfect in the end. And a decent enough start for Graham Usher.
100.
Ton up for Potter to kick off this game.
I don't know about you, Hennis, but I thought there was
100.
A little bit too much talking between the players on the hockey. You know, when you're trying to really focus, you know, and getting the job done, I think there was a bit of a laugh, a bit of a joke. And
100.
You know, at times there really isn't, well, at all times there isn't no friends on the hockey.
You've obviously played
94.
on the Pro Tour, you've played here, and so you can give a really good perspective on this. It is so different playing here compared to playing on the Pro Tour, because if you play on the Pro Tour Challenge, whatever it is, you kind of have your own table, you kind of sit with your own peers, your own people you want to spend time with, where here, you're stuck with 5 other people in the same practice room, and that is it. That's the only communication you're going to have for the whole day. So is the dynamic in terms of preparation and speaking to people and getting along with people, is it different here compared to maybe going into other events?
105. Graham McCann, 92.
Yeah, yes and no. Obviously more with that in the second leg.
68. Nathan McCann, 96.
Players rocketed down in this first leg. Bit of safe, first chance, and he takes it in 14 darts.
Nathan Potter.
So Nathan Potter lost 4-2 in his opening game against Terry Nash, averaging 88.25, 2 for 4 on the doubles. He was outscored in large swathes of that game, and it was that crucial 5th leg, that pivotal 5th leg, that completely changed the context of the contest.
60.
He got broken and could never really recover from that point onwards. But he's got the break early on in this one against the gambler.
96.
Yeah, and he has that. It was a very important break of throat. from Nathan. But yeah, getting back to your question there, Hen, it's two different environments.
57.
But at the same time, you're still paying for a large sum of money at the end of it, and you still have to remain highly
59.
focused. And yeah, because it's obviously a smaller environment in the back room of the players, but. Yeah, when I've obviously played here, we talk, we talk, but then we also practice at the same time, if that makes sense. So, yeah, it's slightly different, but like I said, the whole outcome is still,
140.
You're still paying for very, very large sums of money.
So to many people that are watching this that have never been in the shoes that these players have been, that not been in the shoes that you've been before, kind of what is that difference between... Yes, being polite, but at the same time keeping focus. And actually, how difficult a line can that be to tread?
It's very hard. Yeah, it's very hard because, with darts, you don't want to feed too much to your opponent. You don't want to feed too much energy.
100.
And yeah, it's a very fine margin, but it's a margin that you don't want to cross either way, if that makes sense. Because you don't want to seem, ignorant and rude, but then you don't want to sound too talkative at the same time.
Yeah, there's been a few that have been found guilty of that. Double top for 106.
66.
Higher the mark, and so Potter's back for 2-zip.
This is a massive moment in the contents of this game. Surely that's a good guide for Nath.
Each on the second leg.
Indeed it is, and the lead is doubled, 2-0, halfway there, all of a sudden Nathan Potter. For these two, will they prefer the fact that this is a knockout game? The fact that they don't have to think about legs, they don't have to think about permutations. It's win and you're in, lose, you go home. Does that make it easier in the psyche?
Yeah, 100%, because, let's be honest.
140.
95, well, probably 99% of darts that we play throughout the year, there's no group stages. So this is the only time where group stages really come to into contents. And, yeah, sometimes you actually do prefer it knowing, right, it's just a straight knockout, because darts is mainly on a knockout basis.
Well, this is a de facto quarter-final.
100.
Yeah, 100%. Both players knows, what the reward is. Getting the win hit. Nathan he is going on like a train.
Meaning business. And the average in excess of 104. And he could be on the cusp of a 3-0 lead here. And Graham Usher almost looks accepting of the fact that he's beginning to run into one here. The worst possible time of the week. Could be a potential 12-darter if he finds the ball. He gets the ball. It's a dozen-darter. And Nathan Potter's a leg away. And he is running riot here. And the gambler's got to roll the dice and hope that all the cards come up trumps.
Absolutely superb there from Nathan.
140.
What's it like being in Graham's shoes right now, Keegs?
Well, you feel, you kind of backed into a corner as such, and all you want is that one sort of opportunity, and this is the problem. Nathan is not letting them have it, and straight away he's 140 behind, and he knows he's going to have a bigger gap now. There's only 19 points between the two, but all it takes is two trebles from, Nathan, and it changes. Well, it will change the game.
60.
Somebody has poked the bear.
And they really have. But yeah, I think at the moment Nathan's showing years of experience already and only being a youngster.
Well, this to wrap it up 4-0. Not going to go, but Usher returning for a potential 11-dart of his own.
I mean, let's be honest, these were the shots 42. That obviously Graham would take out. So you could probably go tops. And it's another double top.
80. Nathan Carr 119.
So we know for this one, Nathan would definitely be looking at the 19s to kick things off. So it's treble 20 for double top.
99. Graham Carr 20.
So for Graham Usher, it is now or never. Hit or be beat.
15.
And he has missed three darts. 20. And Nathan Potter's going to come back with 3 darts in hand at the same target that his opponent's just missed. And now he wants double 5. And he can't find either. Graham Usher has been given a stay of execution.
Game shown the fourth leg. Graham Usher.
And he manages to use it. Back to 3-1, and that was a break.
Game on.
This is where I would be using my sort of experience of
60.
Not taking a lot of time, but just that 1 second extra, making sure, especially when your opponent's missed darts at a double twin, it just, they will start thinking, well, I should be off the stage. And the longer they keep thinking of that, the more opportunity they will give you.
And particularly with quick players as well, we speak about rhythm a lot.
42.
For someone like Nathan, if Graham can quickly rattle off a few legs, that feel-good factor that you had at 3-0, when you're playing a faster player, can that just drain even quicker?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. We know darts so well that, it's all about momentum. And all of a sudden, you missed a couple of darts at a double for the match, and you think, okay, it was only 1 or 2. 1 or 2 can easily become 5 or 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And all of a sudden, you find yourself in the last, leg decider thinking, I shouldn't be here. How am I here?
140.
Should be looking at the 9, has to look at the 19s. I think he might have heard me.
Well, he certainly heard someone. Well, he's decided to fill up. Well, he's got away with that because he's hit a maximum. But if he hits a single 20 there, he would have given Nathan Potter 6 for the match. And all of a sudden, he may have to take out the 119.
He's done a Keegan Brown. He's dropped his dart.
140. Graham McCarr would have
now Graham knows he has to go for the 19s. So be looking at the 12s. So it's the bullseye to keep it in.
94.
And that could be curtains for the gambler. Nathan Potter looking at 76 to wrap it up. He lost his first game 4-2 against Terry Nash. But he recovers with a 4-1 win over Graham Usher. And the bookmaker's favourite to pick up the trophy tonight is back on track. For Graham Usher, it is not going to be weekly title number 4 for him this time around. He showed us some vintage signs, did the gambler, but it is Nathan Potter who progresses through to the semi-finals. Have a look at those numbers. Another superb contest, but it was Potter who just had a little bit too much. He beats Graham Usher by 4 legs to 1.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series for the final group game of the night. Lee Evans, the shining star of the night with that perfect leg earlier on. Well, he's qualified for the semi-finals already. Jack Twiddle can join him by beating him, but if he doesn't beat him, then Lee Evans will take Jack Aldridge through with him from this group. So Twiddle looking to qualify with a victory, but standing in his way, a man who was electric in his opener, Lee Evans.
Lee Evans. Backed himself on the 18s, double 18 now. A double top, we go double.
Well, he's found a bit of a blip by hitting the single 5 there, but recovers well with Dark 2. Double 16.
Tops. It does continue. Evans is hanging on for dear life. Got to give him credit for that.
So after the simplicity of the straight knockout in the previous group, we've got a bit of a tungsten triangle here. Lee Evans already through as mentioned, but it's the two Jacks that are vying for the place to join him. One of them in the practice room, Jack Aldridge. The other one has it in his own hands on the stage. Jack Twiddle needs a rescue act here against Evans, who's already produced the moment and the performance of the night. Can he back it up with something special here? Let's find out. I'll hand you back to Keegan and Henry.
Thank you very much, Merv. Jack Aldridge will be watching on in the practice room rather nervously, hoping that his night's going to extend beyond this particular match. So, what we do know is Terry Nash will have the advantage of throw in the first semi-final, and Nathan Potter in the second semi-final will be against the darts, but we don't quite know who yet they will be facing or in what particular order that is going to happen.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg, Jacks are through first.
Lee Evans, despite everything that has happened, still hasn't won the group yet. 2 legs will guarantee that, although he is
60
into the semi-finals as a result of the previous game in this group, Aldridge beating Twiddle by 4 legs to 2. So effectively, he's kind of batting for Jack Aldridge here because, as Merv rightly said, you'll qualify with any win here, Jack Twiddle. So again, for him, this is effectively a quarter-final match for him. Win or go home. It doesn't really matter that the guy he's up against is already through.
Yeah, he needs that sort of attitude of just, pretending it's now a knockout sort of basis match, and the W has to happen. So once again, Lee Evans is absolutely showing his class.
He was 1 rogue dart away from being on back-to-back 9 darters around about 50 minutes apart.
You have to remember,
43.
Only early hours this morning, Lee did hit 5 180s in the space of about three legs.
140. Lee Car 138.
And do you know what? I expect this 138 to go, and it would be the greatest 138 we've seen in this building. Would have been so good, he could have made his own T-shirt.
58. Jack Car 107.
107 for Twiddle.
So we're looking at 60 for tops. So it's top of the shot.
Getting shown the first leg, Jack Twiddle.
And Twiddle does find the 107. He goes one up. Remember, 4-0, 4-1. He tops the group at the expense of Lee Evans. Well, we both said before dart was thrown tonight, the 6-1 of Lee Evans to win the tournament would represent a bit of value. But that, the first leg he's dropped so far this evening. And even then, he was leaving himself there or thereabouts after a dozen darts.
And that's the thing, is that he's just been absolutely really consistent, the time and everything.
60.
Plenty of great shots.
Yeah, very good shots there. We've just been we have just been
49.
Entertained from start to finish, this finals night of week 8, and it's just been absolutely fantastic, hasn't it?
100.
Looking for the 140. Jack would be annoyed not getting more than that.
$180.
Well, Maxi for Evans to leave himself again handy after 4 visits to the board. Twiddle only finding a 60, leaving himself on the biggest finish of the lot. It was a 107 for Jack to get up and running. Is Evans going to respond with a 108? Anything you can do, I can't do as well.
Is Jack going to rule out the Fisher?
Well, he's hit it once this week. He's not going to do so for a second time here.
105.
Creates himself in situ. Evans here for 1 apiece.
Just can't mess with a marker like that. Oh, they're so close.
No score.
Well, all 65. 3 asked the question of the 8-8 wire, but all 3 went just wide. And now he's just lost a little bit of his equipment. And so Twiddle returning for 65 to go 2-0 to the good. Misses the 25, which means only 1 at tops.
25. Leave a car 16. No score.
Oh, he's past it. He's gone high. And that's the perils of 8-8. You cannot afford to miss high or lower that target. You will burst the score. And Twiddle has taken full advantage. Got the breaker throw. Tops found 2-0.
Jack to throw first. Game on.
And remember, if he wins 4-0 or 4-1, he will top the group, which means that he would take on Nathan Potter in the second semi-final. It would mean that
57.
Lee Evans would be against the throw against Terry Nash in semi-final number 1.
$43. $96.
Well, the Live Lounge audience absolutely ensconced in this contest.
60.
It's packed out. It's to the rafters. It might get loud in a second.
180.
Well, Jack Twiddle was on a PBN, pre-bogey number, so even a maximum wouldn't have left him on a finish.
140.
Let's get 140 there from Lee. I think Jack's bounced back really well. He was unlucky in his first. That's really good darts there to leave tops. But I was just saying he was really unlucky in his first match against Aldridge. A couple of missed opportunities. Could have seen the game change, but nevertheless, he's playing everything right now, isn't he?
Well, if he wins this leg, he'll get a couple of opportunities to top the group. He'd had an opportunity on throw to win the group. 13 data, and Jack Tweddle's 3-0 up.
Fourth leg leader through
Didn't play poorly against Jack Aldridge. The average nosedive, mainly because of the fact he missed 10 darts at a double in that contest. 85.5 was the end average. 2 from 12 on the outer ring.
58.
How much has that 9 data taken out of the league?
Well, how many times do we say it in big televised matches when we're playing
60.
elongated distances? A player hits a 9 dart and then ends up losing the match. I mean, we were saying off air, weren't we? The fact that there was about a 40-minute gap, the fact that he had 3 games before he came back on again might actually help him because he can get back down to an even keel again.
99.
But I suppose there's the other extremity where you can go from so high to so low and then you can't find your equilibrium again.
Or the homeostasis, some might say.
45.
Now, that's the hardest thing with darts is, you know, keeping all your emotions in check, isn't it? Let's be honest. And
100.
I've never been in this scenario. The only two people, well, there's only ever been two people hit the $9 on Saturday.
91.
But, that's the thing, is you've put yourself in that situation, and it's now trying to find the right remedy to put yourself, back into it as such.
And the other thing is, if he loses this leg, he's back on again in 10 minutes' time against Terry Nash.
And the thing is, Terry
57.
played first and third, and he's going to be in the very same similar boat, to Lee, just without the $9.
Well, from here, Evans should win this leg, but you
44.
wouldn't say it's necessarily a formality. He averaged 111.33 in his opening match, currently averaging underneath 80 right now.
90.
But that's darts, isn't it? That is darts, and it's testament to what Lee's had to work on. So we're looking at double top.
96.
Unlucky there not to hit it, but it's full testament to what Lee's gone through. Shots on, so there's another treble 20. Double 19. What a win.
Game shown with Mark Jack.
What a way to win it. And what a crusher that is for Jack Aldridge, because his debut campaign comes to a close as a result of that 158 finish. Jack Twiddle's second ton topper of that game. For Lee Evans, he won his first game 4-0. He lost his second game 4-0. And so the semi-finals is set. Terry Nash will take on Lee Evans, whilst Jack Twiddle will take on Nathan Potter. We'll have reaction and analysis on the other side of this short break.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where the group stages are complete on the finals night on week 8 of Series 13. And what a contrast for Lee Evans, a 4-0 win over Jack Aldridge, then a 4-0 defeat at the hands of Jack Twiddle. That saw Twiddle through with Evans. Aldridge misses out on his debut week, also missing out Graham Usher after a 4-1 defeat to Nathan Potter in that straight shootout in Group 1. And that leaves the semi-final lineup looking like this. Terry Nash, who won both of his matches, takes on Evans, and Twiddle meets Potter in the second semi. Keegan Brown has joined me in the studio to discuss what we've seen in the group stages. And Keegan, there is only one place to start. Lee Evans at the start of the night, bringing the house down with that 9-dart finish.
Oh, absolutely fantastic, wasn't it? You know, it's achievement just to hit a 9-darter, but actually to hit the 9-darter when we've got the crowd here Saturday, you know, it's definitely worth the £5 ticket, isn't it?
Yeah, seeing the whole leg here to close out the game. I mean, he was already playing brilliantly at this point. So do you get the feeling through a match, Keegan, that maybe something like this could happen when you are playing well?
Yeah, 100%. You know, you just really go with the confidence. You know, you ride the confidence wave. And, you know, to be fair, you know, Lee did not miss a thing, did he, against Jack? And, you know, at this point you're thinking, okay, now we're on for a 9-dart sort of scenario when, you know, to be fair to Jack, waxing 180 to give him the shot at a potential 1-2-4. So Lee's going, do you know what? If I don't take this out, I could lose the leg here. And all he wants now is and that is the perfect dart, isn't it, for Lee? And another one, and then it's just a simple double 12.
Yeah, and got the treble 19 out of the way in his previous shot as well to leave the 144. Look, it's not easy, but people do say it's the easier way to do it for the final shot. And look at the crowd there, pandemonium, all on their feet. And that's a real treat, isn't it? In a venue like this, an intimate venue, holds fewer than 100 people, a few feet away from seeing the most perfect feat achieved in darts. It's something that they'll always remember.
Yeah, of course it is. And this is the closest environment that you will get to a stage. You know, watching the darts literally only from about, you know, you're only about 30 foot, well, not even 30 foot from the back of the hall as such. But it's the environment. It creates a really good cauldron. You know, the atmosphere's been absolutely faultless tonight. And to be fair, the crowd witnessed a phenomenal moment.
They said football was a funny old game, but darts is even funnier, isn't it? Lee Evans then comes down to the bang. 4-0 defeat and an average 31 points below the average that he had in his first match.
It's just mental, isn't it? You know, let's be honest. But, you know, that's the thing of, you know, he's then had to wait a good 40 minutes of going back onto the Yorkie, having all the, you know, the adrenaline rush as such, and it's just, you know, having the reset button. So yeah, you know, he's just very fortunate that Jack Aldridge didn't win 4-0 against obviously the other Jacks. Otherwise, we'd had a 9-dart shootout.
Well, let's talk about the other Jack. Jack Twiddle does go through. We mentioned the success he's had on that stage before the ADC Global Championship. Tonight, he's shown some decent stuff, hasn't he? Not least this brilliant 138.
And that's the thing.
158, sorry.
And that's the thing, isn't it? You know, let's be honest. He showed his class. He knew Lee wasn't up to his very best, and he took the full advantage of it. And that's what good dart players do. When you see somebody, you know, not playing their best, guess what? I want to knock you off your pedal.
Yeah, absolutely. In Group 1, I mean, the name that stood out has got to be Terry Nash, hasn't it?
Oh, absolutely phenomenal, wasn't it? You know, let's be honest, the bookies didn't really give him a fighting chance.
No.
And he's knocked, obviously, Nathan Potter out, and obviously fellow, you know, previous tour card holder Graham Usher. So yeah, to be fair to Terry, his confidence right now would be very high. And if I was Terry, I'd fancy my chances against Lee.
Yeah,
in the semis.
I mean, a tough group, that, isn't it?
Oh.
To beat both of those players, as you say. Graham Usher in the end, the one that went out, but Terry Nash must be flying confidence-wise.
Has to be. If you can't take confidence from them two games, then nothing will give you confidence in darts. So, yeah, do you know what? He'd be looking at this opportunity and he thought, do you know what? I'm halfway there now. Just keep the focus going. And who's to say he can't win it within the next 2 hours?
Didn't quite happen for Graham Usher tonight, did it? But Nathan Potter, a young man, but he held it together.
Yeah, he did. You know, and we were saying, you know, it's the experience of the older statesman and, you know, playing the new, you know, sort of kid on the hockey as such. But no, to be fair, Nathan did really well. Missed a couple of match starts, and I thought that could have been the momentum swing, you know, back to Graham. But Nathan did brilliant and served it out quite well.
You've been there. You've been in the shoes of these young players coming through with a little bit of attention. Obviously, maybe in the shadow of some other young players, shall we say. But one thing that I always look for is having that older head on the shoulders, and I get the sense that Nathan Potter might have that. Do you feel the same?
Oh, 100%. You know, Nathan comes from a really strong pedigree family, obviously in the Norfolk area, so he's got the right people around him. And you know, Nathan's just a normal kid. He's a really friendly kid, and you know, really class act on and off the hockey. And yeah, it's always that little bit nicer seeing good people succeed.
Yeah, and you see that beautifully pitched dart, the way his darts land as well, it's kind of flat in the board. Stacker, as Sid Waddell used to say, the understacker. But he's making a name for himself, isn't he? We saw him do well in the Rising Stars. He's been a runner-up here as well. Tonight could be his night, couldn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Why can't it? You know, at the end of the day, you know, he's playing really phenomenal darts. How many people do we see? You know, there's only not even been 2 handfuls that have won 14 out of the 15. And at the tender age of 23, Nathan's already done it.
Yeah, and then stopping that rot, because he lost the 15th, and then he lost his first game tonight. So look, he's done well to turn it around. Right, Keegan, let's have a look at the semi-finals again. We'll preview the matches that are about to come. Terry Nash versus Lee Evans in the first. Jack Twiddle against Nathan Potter. While we're talking about Nathan, let's start with that second semi then. He's taking on Jack. Where do you see this one going? What direction are you expecting?
I'm going to say 4-3 either way. It's going to go to a last leg, but it's going to be a coin toss.
We haven't had one of those tonight either.
Not yet.
First one, Terry Nash against Lee Evans. Well, Lee Evans has had the performance of the night, but Terry Nash has been the performer of the night.
He has, hasn't he? He's been the most consistent out of the lot, you know. And at the end of the day, I don't know if it was the rush of adrenaline from the 9 for Lee, or it could be an injury flare up. And you know, at the same time, Terry be thinking, do you know what? If he plays like that against me again, I fancy my chances.
If you were to revise the odds that we saw at the start of the evening, based on what you've seen tonight, who would be favourite out of the 4?
Terry Nash.
Yeah?
I would put Terry Nash favourite.
Well, he's the only one that's won both his games, isn't he?
Yeah, and to be fair, he's probably been, besides the 9 dart being the highlight, he's just gone in there, done his stuff, came off, shook their hands.
Yeah, and he's been a runner-up before as well. Nothing to stop him doing that again, but you just get the sense that every player has got a big performance in them. Now, is it the case that Lee Evans should be the one that's worried because he's already had his big performance?
No, I don't think he'd be worried. He'd be a bit concerned because he'd be thinking, I can't play like that again because it will be exit time. And, it would be a bit unfortunate that Lee that hits the 9 dart doesn't get to the final, sort of scenario. But no, I think all it is now all for all 4 players, keep your head down, back on that practice board, good 10 or 15 minutes before you play, and it's in your hands.
Yeah, I mean, the only player that's hit a 9 dart on a Saturday before did win it, of course, won it in the final with the 9 dart. Look, they're all trying to get through to Champions Week here at the Modus Super Series in Series 13, and this is the lineup so far. Steve Green and Keanu Van Velzen may be unlikely winners in weeks 1 and 2, and then Radek Jaganski, fresh off tour, join them in week 3. Derek Coulson, he always gets to Champions Week. We might as well pre-fill his name. Graham Hall, Scott Taylor and Neil Duff. And Taylor, of course, a former Champions Week winner. Neil Duff has won more weeks than anybody else here, but tonight we'll find out number 8. That is a strong Champions Week lineup, isn't it?
That's before I played it.
Yeah, well, it will be weakened then, Keegan. You're right, but yeah. But yeah, I mean, look, you look at some of the names, and no disrespect to Green and Van Velzen. It started out, look, this could be a real opportunity. Suddenly, the big dogs have run riot since then, haven't they?
They have that, and and that's the beauty of darts, where it is all about taking your opportunity. And the older statesmen, when I say older statesmen, the ones that have got the ball gain of experience, are usually the ones that run the card.
Yeah, we are going to have an interesting evening now. The crowd are still waiting. A lot of them have got a few fans in as well. I think Jack Aldridge had the most in.
Yes.
Do they switch their allegiance now? What happens with situations like that when your dog's no longer in the race?
Well, usually I'm out at this stage, and yeah. But no, I think the people have obviously left here watching the darts, and after their obviously friend or colleagues obviously got knocked out, I think all they want to do now is just watch decent darts, and tonight it's no different.
Yeah, good to see Jamie Hughes in the arena as well. We've had quite a few dart players down here over the years, haven't we? And coming to watch them, and you've got a good friend in darts that when he's on the stage, you come and watch, and vice versa in Richie Howson.
Richie Howson, yeah. So yeah, it's good because obviously we got a couple of friends in playing the next, obviously next week. So hopefully, if they get to the final, I'll be sitting in the crowd next week.
There we go. Watch out, Keegan Brown might not just be up here or on there. He might be sitting in the crowd as well. But hopefully, you are now settled into your position wherever that is, because it is time for the semi-finals.
Well, Nash to go 2 onto the good and to move 1 away. Double top. Oh, that is exquisite.
Here we go. Perfect. Another treble 20. Double 12 for the first 9-darter. And he gets it. Absolutely fantastic from Lee Evans. And to win the match.
Welcome to the Modus Live Lounge here in Portsmouth for the Modus Super Series, Series 13, Week 8, live on Pluto TV. We now get round to our first semi-final of the evening. Please welcome the players on stage, Terry Nash and Lee Evans.
Green light, let's get it. I'm the future, I'm in it. Check score, I'm winning. Green light, let's get it. I just win, 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 win. I'm on 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Hello, I'm Timothy. I got the recipe. I got the flow.
A big semi-final to start the knockout stages. Form against fireworks here as Terry Nash takes on Lee Evans. Nash did the hard grafting in the groups, winning both of his matches, but we saw Evans bring the explosiveness with that incredible performance to kick off the evening. Can he click again, though, after falling rather flat in his second game? Will he be back in rhythm for this one? Or will Terry Nash continue this winning streak and make another weekly final here at the Live Lounge? It feels like a big match, this, and your big match commentary team is Keegan Brown and Henry Deacon.
Cheers, Murph. Terry Nash, the last time he played at a finals night, got all the way through to the final, and he is hoping to do exactly the same here. He was deposed by Neil Duff back then, but there's no Duff man now because he's already qualified through the Champions Week up against Lee Evans, who basically is on that come down from those 9-dart exploits earlier on tonight. He won his first game 4-0 with that 9-darter being his final leg, but then would lose 4-0 to Jack Twiddle just a few moments ago. Had a couple of ton plus checkouts hit against him, but now we head to the series business. No need to worry about league tables, no need to worry about permutations. It is straight knockout darts from here on in. It's bread and butter darts.
60.
It's now or never darts. It's win and stay in and lose and go home darts. And Keegan Brown with me here in the comms box for this first semi-final as Terry Nash and Lee Evans go head-to-head. How do you split this pair?
Wow. It's a tough one. It is a really tough one, but I feel, obviously, if Lee plays like he did against Jack, I would have to go with Terry to do the job. And, you know, if 96. Lee can add 10, 12 points onto his average from the previous match, I think we're gonna have a really good darts match on our hands for the next 20 minutes.
59.
Well, Terry, in terms of his performances, has saved his best stuff for this evening. In fact, his best 2 averages have
59.
come tonight of the week. 92.65 and a 4-2 success against Nathan Potter, backed up a 91.35 and a 4-1 win over Graham Usher. Took out that 115 in that contest. And he's put himself in a handy position on throw because he won Group 1. He's got the honour of throwing first in semi-final number 1.
100.
It's incredible to think after that first game that Lee Evans played, the fact that he came second
96.
in his group.
Lee Carr 146.
Like we alluded to in the studio just a couple of minutes ago, very fortunate Jack Aldridge didn't win 4-0, but the shot is on. Another 57.
94. Terry Carr 92.
And all of a sudden, the throw's been overturned in this leg, and Terry Nash is needing treble 17 here to give himself a poke at double 18. Unable to get.
56.
You know,
Lee Carr,
in my
52.
opinion, they're the scenarios where you have to go for the bullseye on 25 to make sure you get one dart, at least one dart at the ball.
Getting shot the first leg.
Evans set.
Lee Evans
takes out on 17 darts.
Second leg leader through first.
If you're in Lee Evans' shoes, do you almost admit,
Come on.
right, nothing's ever going to top the 9 darter. Let's just get the job done no matter how pretty it looks.
Yeah, let's be honest. You know, when you hit a 9 darter, you know, a 10 darter looks terrible next to it, doesn't it? But yeah, it's just one of them things where, you know, Lee just wants to, you know, kind of remain focused. You know,
100.
he's still got a massive job in hand now, and you know, as we've seen over the, you know, this course of the week, where you cannot give Terry Nash any sense of opportunity.
95.
Because he will take it. And, you know, that's, you know, be honest, in that, obviously, Group 1, Terry Nash, obviously,
One of
beat
them, 40.
Nathan Potter and Graham Usher quite convincingly in the end.
Well, a little bit of juggling from Lee Evans. Not just a comedian, not just a dart player, but a magician at the same time.
45.
Although that could have ended rather badly for him. And for a man that's had a bouncy castle-related accident in recent times, you shouldn't really be trying those kinds of heroics. If you're wondering how Lee Evans broke his hand, well, he jumped on a dodgy bit of bouncy castle.
56.
Which obviously he showed us last night, didn't he, at the closing time of the programme. But it's a good board management there from Terry. He knows he's got at least another 3 darts at the 62. That's the perfect dart there for Lee. I'm surprised he moved there.
66.
I'm surprised he moved there.
62.
So 6 darts and 62 to get the break back. Double 16. Now 2 8s.
54.
They're the sort of moments where Terry wasn't missing these.
I don't know about you, Keys, but I'm just getting the feeling that Lee Evans, if he's not careful, may feel as if he's already ran his race.
95.
Unfortunately,
Tony
you know,
O'Connor 8.
He's absolutely provided the fantastic entertainment of the 9.
Getting shot on the second
That's
leg.
good.
Fair enough.
Another 17 break of throw.
Third leg
And level we are
first.
at 1 apiece.
Game on.
And you get the sense, even at the early stages of this semi-final, this leg feels pivotal. Neither
85.
really been able to settle as of yet.
$85. $60.
Lucky now not to get them all, but this is a good opportunity for Lee to break through once again. That's perfect. Unlucky to
121.
obviously deflect into the 1.
$140.
Lee Evans has to be very careful here. This semi-final, if he's not careful, is beginning to slip away from him. Nash broke in the previous leg.
60.
And he's got 6 here to hold firm. Fever pitch. No shredding, nail-biting moments at the back end of this week.
96.
Now, you always say it's worse when you're watching someone because you can't control what they're doing. At least when you're on the stage, you can.
65. Tony O'Connor 120.
So it's the ladder shot for Nash. 60 relief tops. So it's double top for a 120 out.
100. Lee
As you
O'Connor,
saw in that view, that
170.
just clipped one of the darts on its way through. But Leah, can he take out the big fish? It's the bullseye for the big fish.
145.
He's had the 9 darts already tonight. He nearly followed it up with the 170, but he may well lose the leg. because Nash finds double 10, and he is halfway towards the final. He was the 8-1 outsider at the beginning of the night, and he's now 2 legs away from making it through to the red ribbon match. Evans needs to find something inspired here.
125.
Needs to find a rally, the like of which he had at the beginning of the evening, because take out the 9-dart exploits.
140.
The 3 legs prior to that were very tidy. Suppressed a man in Jack Aldridge, who averaged 97.88 in that contest.
Yeah, this is a perfect example
59.
of how the ADC is working. You know, globally, where obviously Terry Nash plays in the ADC system. He's got the chance through the ADC set up, and
55.
Look at it. This is the opportunity that you are given. You know, if you play well, you get rewarded, and you know there must be so many dart players at home saying, "Do you know what? I can do this. You know, I can go to these vaults. I can win points, get points on the board, and then deliver your goods here on a Saturday night at the Modus Super Series."
Well, Jack Twiddle, the perfect example of that. Somebody who used the vaults as a way of getting back fit again. Getting just back up on his feet altogether. Wasn't there for competitive edge, and now he's the organisation's global champion as Nash finds a 180. He's on double 12 after 12. Evans, simply put, has to find the 54. Simply put, has to find tops. He doesn't,
34.
and he is bang in trouble here because Terry Nash is looking for the break, looking for 3-1. Has he missed a big opening? Has Lee Evans escaped one here?
It will depend if he gets it with these 3 darts. He's going to move over to the left to try to squeeze the dart in. Now he's chasing it, so it was just last chance saloon at double 5.
15. Turning your car 12.
Both players are feeling the weight of this semi-final. This 4th leg feels like a vital leg, and Terry Nash has busted double 6. One of the scrappiest legs of the night.
But it's the one with the most meaningful.
And it's one that puts Lee Evans back on terms. It's 2-2. Terry Nash has missed a handful of opportunities to lead this game 3-1. He should be throwing to win it right now. But it's a best of 3 to see who's going to make it into the final.
140.
This is the exciting stuff. We've gone from best of 7 down to best of 3. The nitty and gritty stuff. The old-fashioned sort of news of the world style tournaments. Best of 3. Anyone's game from now on in.
Well, you mentioned the vaults. This is the format right at the very beginning of those events.
It is that, yeah.
96.
Obviously, both of these players are massive competitors in the ADC system, so they will know how to play a best of 3 match.
41.
Dan Hands, former weekly finalist here in the past. Challenge Tour event winner. They're supporting Jack Aldridge, just like Jamie Hughes, who's watching on with all of his pals. If you know, you know.
$45.
So all of a sudden, you would feel, at this point of the game, Terry's got the momentum. So it's 67 left. Should be looking at treble 17 to leave 16. Or he might go. Ah, it's a good darts there.
16.
I wasn't too sure because he looked like he was going back up the board for the treble 9.
Double 8 left after a dozen, and it's just felt like Lee Evans, since hitting that 9 darter early on this evening, just hasn't been able to get going since. Averaged 80 in a 4-0 loss to Jack Twiddle. He's averaging sub 75 right now, and he's a leg away from elimination. But forget about Lee Evans. Let's
Six-leg
talk about
lead
Terry
is
Nash.
reversed. Game
He's
on.
brought his horde of supporters down to Portsmouth tonight, hoping that he can defy the odds compilers. And he's a leg away now from making it through to the final. Remember, whenever he makes finals night, he makes the final. And he's a leg away from ensuring that trend continues.
134.
Just getting my breath back, thank you, headers. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. This is from Terry.
140.
And that is the beauty of this game. The momentum can switch within 3 or 6 starts, can't it? That's how quick it can change.
And it's fair to say the Keegan Brown momentumometer is very much dialing in the direction of Terry Nash.
It is at the moment.
100.
But that's a really good turn that is from Lee. You know, and to be fair, Lee has shown great character because he's staying with Terry.
100.
He is staying with him, and he's still in it. You know, all it takes is a couple of missed doubles and obviously a last leg shootout.
And the problem is Lee Evans has to break Terry in that last leg. And we know Lee Evans isn't afraid to get involved in a bit of a scrap, and he's going to have to dig his heels in here. Timely Max, his first of the contest, and a potential 11 darter to take us all the way. Nash leads himself on 170, but Evans have an opportunity to take us all the way.
So we'll be looking at the 51 to kick it off. So it's the bullseye.
44.
Well, this would be some way to seal it. The big fish separates Terry Nash from the final, but he's not going to get.
44. Leokar, 43.
Is it going to be 3 for double top, or is it going to be 11 for double 16? So it's double 16. And he does so to make it 3 apiece.
Well, for the first time tonight, we go all the way to a last leg decider. 501 points will determine whether it's Terry Nash or Lee Evans that progress through to the final. And it's Terry Nash that has the honour.
100.
To be fair, what would Terry do for a 15 darter right now? What would he do? He would trade it in for anything. So Lee knows he has to finish within 12.
Well, every one treble visit
100.
that Terry Nash finds, effectively Lee Evans needs to get 2.
100.
And again, Evans needs a 140 just to keep himself interested in this leg. Yep, you're on the telly, lads.
$57.
Still yet to have that scenario where somebody's been caught on TV that shouldn't be on TV.
125.
That's really good darts there to find a 2 treble visit.
Thank you.
For Terry Nash isn't far away now. Lee Evans needs the lot to leave a finish. He needs the lot. He needs the lot.
140.
Doesn't get the lot. So 6 darts for Terry Nash to send himself into the final.
100.
So Terry Nash knows he's going to at least have 3 darts from the 76. Needs to find another.
100. Tell your car.
It would take the ton. It take the ton. So it's the 76 for the match.
Thank you.
So this is where you just want to keep straight. So there's 54 left. This is where you just take your time. Just a big number. And 36. He does. So he's left tops.
Your car 104.
So he knows, worst case scenario, Lee's only going to get 1 dart at a double.
Lee Evans only needs 1 treble to leave a dart at a double. And he finds the treble 15. Double top.
64.
And Terry Nash
40.
can exhale breath. And he's got 3 of that target to send himself into the final, which he does so for a second time. And look what it means to him. The Welshman, in his second finals night appearance, is into his second final. Lee Evans had a dart at tops off the back of the 104 to nick it, but it's Terry Nash who is into the final once again. He's one game away from Champions Week and one game away from the biggest success of his career so far. He gets the better of Lee Evans by 4 legs to 3, and the outsider of the 6 is one of 2 players that can now win tonight. Our second semi-final, Jack Twiddle and Nathan Potter, is coming up next.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where we have just seen Terry Nash book his place in tonight's final at the expense of the 9-dart hero Lee Evans, who's had a roller coaster evening. But it is Terry Nash who goes through to the decider this evening. He'll take on either Jack Twiddle or Nathan Potter, who are going to do battle in a moment. Earlier this week, Conor Heenahan was in action, couldn't quite make it through to finals night, but he will be back for International Pairs 3 to try and defend Ireland's title.
Conor Heenahan, how much are you looking forward to defending the International Pairs title with John O'Shea?
Yeah, looking forward to it. I seen the lineups there last week when it was put out, or this week, sorry. Yeah, looking forward to it again. It's a good lot of teams in it. Look forward to defending it again, I suppose. Myself and John, I think we clicked really well. We just found a few gears when we needed to, and know it worked for us. So, yeah, hopefully it continues.
And then when it got to Saturday, you just stepped up another level. It was like there was a different fire in your belly.
Yeah, obviously when you're representing your country, you want to put on the best show you can. So yeah, look, I played very well maybe on finals night, but John did as well. Like, we both clicked off each other, and so I think we were the best team on the night compared to the rest of them. But yeah, that doesn't mean it's always going to work in our favour. But look, we won and we enjoyed it.
What was the dynamic about you two as a pair which you felt stood out?
I suppose myself and John known each other for a lot of years. We've played a lot of tournaments against each other, obviously. He's played a lot of doubles tournaments with my brother Martin, so it was kind of easy enough to pair together. Maybe a few other countries don't have that. They might be always against each other, but me and John always clicked, and I think we did well.
What was it like hitting the winning double though?
Yeah, nerve-wracking maybe at the time. Wales are a very good outfit. They were in the first final as well, so yeah, I was nervous going for it, but lucky it went in, yeah.
However, first time's so nice, how much would you love to do it twice?
Yeah, I'll say it'd be good. Look, it's going to be tough. There's a very good lot of teams in it, and looking at the lineups. So yeah, look, we'll give it a shot and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, Team Ireland featuring Conor Heenan and John O'Shea will begin their defence of the title on the 20th of April. Also in that group, a new team, Croatia, Boris Kričmar and Romeo Gerverbacks. Wales, who were the finalists, have been the finalists twice. The same team comes back to them, Kurt Parry and Richie Bennett. And you look Scotland with Jim McEwen joining Scott Campbell. And Kenya, well, they will get the party going here in Portsmouth. Peter Wachiri and David Manua. Why not? And Belgium, Brian Raman joins Andy Bartons. That looks like a really strong team. Later in the week, Groups B and C, as always, will take place, and England will see Fallon Sherrock make her international pairs debut alongside Steve Beaton. Canada return with Jeff Smith and Dawson Marshall, and the two Dannies for the USA look an interesting team as well. Neil Duff is joined by Richard McKee once again for Northern Ireland. Germany have Daniel Closer and Paul Kroner, and Netherlands, well, you're not seeing double. It's double Dutch. The two Van Tripes, Wesley and Danny twins, are going to be in action. Keegan didn't quite make it this time. There's always chance for the future. And yes, we have discussed the possibility of Isle of Wight being represented. However, the lineup there, it does look very, very tasty, doesn't it? Loads of stories waiting to be told.
Yeah, 100%. I think the standout for me is Group B. I think whoever's going to, unfortunately, go into Group B is going to find it, a tough basis. And do you know one thing I have to say? It'd be so good to see our close friend Danny Baggish back playing darts for Team America.
Absolutely, absolutely well said. And look, Adrian Lewis was part of it last time. He found it tough going in Group B. Him and Steve Beaton missed out, I think, on 8 points, if I remember correctly. And that just shows how tough it's going to be. But what a dynamic it is. And it was great to hear from Conor Heenan there about that team spirit, because it's not just about how good you are at darts when it comes to pairs, is it?
No, definitely. You have to find the chemistry, don't you, between you and your partner. And, you see it in a lot of pairs competitions, not just darts. If you've not got the chemistry, teamwork doesn't always go hand in hand.
Right, back to tonight. Terry Nash through to the final. Jack Twiddle is about to play Nathan Potter in the second semi. We could get the situation where we have the two outsiders in the final, which you did say could happen earlier on tonight.
I don't know. I could be right 3 times in 2 days here, but no. All serious. I think this matchup, I think, is going to go 4-3 either way. I can't split Nathan. I can't split Jack. So either way, we're going to have another fantastic game of darts.
Well, he called it 4-3 last time. Could he be right again? Must be a few broken clocks at your house, Keegan. Right, let's get going then with semi-final number 2.
Shots on, so there's another treble 20. Double 19. What a win.
What a way to win. He lost his first game, 4-2 against Terry Nash. But he recovers with a 4-1 win over Graham Usher.
Welcome to the Modus Live Lounge here in Portsmouth for the Modus Super Series, Series 13, Week 8. Live on Pluto TV. We now get round to our second semi-final of the evening. Please welcome to the stage, Jack Twiddle and Nathan Potter.
Yeah, here we go then with semi-final number 2. The winner of this will take on Terry Nash in the final. Jack Twiddle, of course, sealed glory at the ADC Global Championship, played on this stage, £60,000 richer he became as a result, and I believe took his family all out for a carvery. They'll be hoping for another one if he pockets a cool £5,000 tonight. Nathan Potter, former weekly runner-up, hoping to go one better. Twiddle, the Swindon man there you see, a runner-up placing for him in Series 9, and Potter in the previous series, the 22-year-old who has been the kind of banker all week in terms of who should win. He was a favourite tonight, but Twiddle and Nash were the two outsiders. Are we going to see the odds upset again here, or is Potter going to live up to that favourite billing and book his place in the finale? Let's find out then, one more time. Well, actually, there'll be 2 more times, won't they, in the company of Keegan and Henry.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, first leg, Jack to throw first. Game on.
Analysing.
134.
Semi-final number 2, and what a tantalising prospect it's going to be. Nathan Potter up against Jack Twiddle. Nathan, who will hope that he survived his scare tonight, lost out 4-2 in his opener to Terry Nash, but what a response he made. Beat Graham Usher by 4 legs to 1, averaging 97.21. 4 from 8 in terms of his doubling. It felt like he was back on track with that win, which could well, for Jack Twiddle, feel as if he is walking into a baptism of fire, Keegan Brown.
Yeah, it's a tough one, this one. I definitely see where you're coming from, the Henners, but do you know what? I think this one's going to be a lot closer. I think this has definitely got a 4-3 written all over it. Even now, I still don't know. Even when the double were going, I still wouldn't know.
Yeah, it's one of those games which different players have different strengths.
16.
And for Nathan Potter, it's his reliability which has really emerged him as one of the, I suppose, big names around here now, where we know Jack Twiddle has these bursts of brilliance where he can rack up 12, 13, 15 and can very quickly reel off 3 legs if he needs
75. There's the car, 120.
But it's Potter with first poke. And he's going to get a look at tops of the 120.
80.
And he almost got.
Jack the car, 145.
So it's 145 here for Jack. First one's in, down the bar on the board. So centre left. And he's left 60.
129.
That's really good dance there. First real opportunity goes to Potter. Surely with a good marker.
Getting shot on the first leg, Nathan Potter.
Potter pins it. Potter breaks. He seizes the early initiative. I know an obvious observation, Keegan, because Nathan Potter went 14 out of 15 and Lee Evans was the only player to beat him, but it is 3-0 to Nathan in the head-to-head throughout the course of the week in Group A.
31.
To be fair, it doesn't really count a lot when you get back on that stage in that sort of knockout basis.
82.
Different tournament, different feel.
$100.
All both players need to do is just keep their head at this time.
180.
Well, Jack Twiddle this year has won a Challenge Tour event. He's got to the quarterfinals of a Pro Tour. He knows how to mix it with the very best.
94.
And he knows when to time his runs.
And he's doing it absolutely superb, isn't he?
45.
He's just beginning to put his foot on the accelerator. Nathan Potter's got to be a little bit careful here. Got the break in the opener, but as quickly as he found it, could be as quickly as he loses it. Needs a couple of trebles to leave a finish.
100.
So Jack now knows he's got 6 darts from this 194. Is he going to stay there?
96.
So lucky not to hit more there, because that was the perfect lie. But this would be, that's a good lie for Nathan. Another 60 there, will leave 36.
100. Jaluka 98.
I'll have to accept it and hope that Twiddle cannot convert. He's going to get 2 at double 19. Gets double 19 and we're back on
Jack
turns.
Twiddle,
14 darter, and this semi-final just beginning to catch fire.
Game on.
Well, we thought we could see some explosive stuff tonight in this second semi-final, and we're just beginning to see Jack Twiddle put his foot on the throttle.
Yeah, it's a good time there from Nathan. This is where Jack doesn't want to start
41.
chasing around the board, because there's nothing worse when you know you've hit a good 180 to kick the leg off, and then it's only followed it up with an average score between 40 and 60, because it always feels like a wasted throw.
100.
And Potter's got to be careful here that he doesn't lose sight of this semi-final at this early stage.
And that's the thing, isn't it?
45.
Both players, well, they are very quick players, is obviously they're not hanging around.
60.
Let's be honest, even Harry Potter couldn't get that treble 20 in that last start.
When Potter misses, he doesn't miss too far away. But the
65.
problem is he's not finding that treble with the type of regularity that we saw throughout the course of Group A earlier on in the week.
Because that's the thing. When you know, obviously you're playing here for the 4 week here at the Modus Super Series, you kind of build into it. You know, regardless of results, you were playing all week, and then it's then split into the Group B and C.
81.
And sometimes you become more relaxed because you know, regardless, you're going to be playing darts.
Well, now we head to the knockout stuff. Twiddle may just get a dart at the bullseye here.
54.
But a chance to hit the front in this semi-final for the very first time. Gets the booty bonus of 2 at double 16. Only needs the 1. And the combination finishing from Jack Twiddle is on point. He's 2-1 up and halfway towards a rematch with Terry Nash. Them two are adversaries in Group C on Thursday and Friday. They could be 2 legs away from playing in the final. The 2 outsiders for the night
100
could well meet in the biggest game of the night. Potter's got work to do.
And you feel now there's a bit of negativity creeping into Nathan's game.
82.
And that's what you don't need. You just want to keep your head strong and throw straight darts.
He's just not getting any range around the treble keys, is he?
No, not at the moment.
100.
And let's be honest, that was a good ton. That was a much needed ton. I always feel with Jack, when he's got that sort of rhythm,
100.
swinging it from the right-hand side, as soon as one goes in, you know very likely another will follow.
Well, Paul Nicholson
100
said that Jack Twiddle reminded him of Indiana Jones earlier on this week with the whip-like nature of his throw.
69.
Each to their own. That's what I'm going to say. Each to their own. But no, in all fairness, it's quite a unique throw. It's, even some might say quite unique to
100.
Find a dart player that throws with a normal shape sort of fly that stacks a dart like Phil Taylor.
The art of stacking is a lost art, many say.
101.
However, Potter may well find himself in the Temple of Doom if he doesn't find this 101. Tops, big dart, big moment.
61.
And again, off the back of a ton plus combo, Tops goes just a shade high.
It's a good opportunity here for Jack. So it's double 15.
80. Neither car 40.
Double top for parity. And Jack Twiddle may feel as if he's missed a trick here because he was getting on top of this semi-final. But Potter's pegged him back and we're level at 2-2 again. And just like in the other semi-final,
59.
best of 3. And like you said from the very outset, Keegs, a game which we thought was going to go tight is guaranteed at least 6 legs.
140.
It's only Nathan Potter's second 2 treble turn of the match.
And all Nathan's done is
55.
just kept with him. And that's all you need to do. You don't always need the fancy scores or the high finishes as long as you keep with your opponent. Keep with your opponent, you've always got a chance.
108.
Timing is everything in this sport. And it's Nathan Potter just beginning to time his run to perfection. A few moments ago, we were scared sick about him. Fearing the worst for this young man. And all of a sudden, he's overturned the throw here. And in a couple of moments' time, could be thrown to win this semi-final.
100.
And that's how quickly this wonderful game can change.
81 left after just 3 visits to the board.
Nathan
And an opportunity
81.
now to go 3-2 to the good. And he's got 6. Doesn't have to chase the ball if he doesn't want to.
He's got 2, a double 12.
Game shot on the 5th leg.
An 11
Nathan
darter
Potter.
at the perfect time for Nathan Potter. 3-2
6
up.
leg Nathan to throw first.
And he's fancying it.
Game on.
He fancies the job. And he has the darts to get the job done. And to take on Terry Nash in the final.
Oh, I feel now with Nathan, it's the next 6 darts
100.
that's going to count the most towards this evening so far. Needs to find a treble now, Jack.
91.
And that's a good find on the 91. And when I say it's a good find, it opens that sort of 140 ton sleeve or 170. So Jack's played the board good there.
100.
So he knows now he needs to find 2 trebles.
$100.
That's good darts. Only 9 between both players at the moment.
And both players with 2 trebles with their next turn will leave themselves on a finish.
100.
Potter unable to do so, can Twiddle. And if he does, he'll leave himself on the biggest finish on the board. Unable to do so.
94.
So Potter 6 darts from here to seal his place in yet another final.
Looking down the bottom of the board.
59.
So Jack, all of a sudden, he's got a small chance. Needs to find a treble though.
32.
Not what he
Nathan
needed at that time.
142.
Unforced error at the worst possible moment for Jack Twiddle. Nathan Potter's got 6 from here. And he's going
64.
to come back handily poised. 78 should get a match dart when he returns.
60. Nathan Carr, 78.
For Jack Twiddle, it's been a week which, to be perfectly honest, never really got going. He's done well to get to the semi-finals. Nathan Potter's been the story of the week.
58.
But he's not playing in the final game of the week just yet.
124.
Are we going to see a twist? Treble 18 for the ball.
Doesn't get.
40.
And so double 10.
Nathan Carr,
Is
20.
it Potter's den? Has it surrounded? And then
Game
finds
shot
a way
match,
through.
Nathan Potter.
And for the 2nd consecutive series, Nathan Potter's going to be playing in a weekly final. He gets the better of Jack Twiddle by 4 legs to 2. And he will take on Terry Nash for a place through to Champions Week. 1st time semi-final, 2nd time final. 3rd time? Could it be the charm? The final will be Nathan Potter up against Terry Nash, and that will take place in about a quarter of an hour's time.
Game show on the fourth leg.
Beautiful.
However, this would be the ultimate Neil Duff skin saver. If he can find the ball, he gets the ball! He would have expected, still needs a treble here to give himself a poke at the double, and he has to find a way above. Well, that's a steal for Slevin. To keep the flame flickering. Double 16. 106 fouled.
30 in the last leg. This one the same. Stay straight. Needs a treble. Oh no.
Oh yes. Going to prove more than enough because he finds the double top.
There in regards to quality.
It's everything you want to see. It's everything you want to see and more.
Place in the final once again.
Number 16. Neil Duff. At the ball.
Ooh, tricky. Doesn't like the lies moved across. What a dart that is from Neil Duff.
It's 6
of the best for Neil Duff.
Yeah, last Saturday night here at the Super Series, Neil Duff booked his place at Champions Week, which gets underway on the 13th of April. That's a date for your diary. Neil Duff did it by winning more weeks than anybody else here. A 6th weekly title at the Super Series sealed in week 7, and he's through to Champions Week starting on April the 13th. And we are going to find out who is going to be the 8th name at Champions Week in not too long, because Terry Nash and Nathan Potter are the 2 through to the final and are about to do the tungsten tango on the darting dance floor here at the Live Lounge. Keegan Brown has joined me to chat about what's happened in the semi-finals and preview the final tonight. And look, that game was the first game of the night. It's going to be the last game of the night. Let's talk about Potter's semi-final victory first, because he did show that maturity again that we discussed before it, didn't he?
Yeah, 100%. You know, when it looked like the troops were starting to fall, he then stood up and he got the victory. And yeah, he played really well there. You know, he was unfortunately, you know, he obviously took this leg out and the, 21 darts, but he wouldn't be bothered. He's got the W. That's all that matters. The damage was that previous day when he took it out on 11 darts against the throw. You know, and that's when he put Jack under the pressure. And unfortunately for Jack, he just couldn't really click it together at the end. And Nathan's into the final.
He's been knocking on the door here, hasn't he, Nathan Potter? Is he going to force his way through the entry this time and get into Champions Week?
Hopefully. You never know with Potter. You might have a spell ready for the final. But no, to be fair to Nathan, he always comes there. He always gives it, obviously, 110 like any other player. But he's always getting better and better every time he plays it.
But it's been Terry Nash's night so far, hasn't it? Won all of his games so far, shrugged off that outsider tag, and really seems to have, just got that bit between his teeth.
Yeah, like I alluded to earlier, it could be the fact that he might have not liked being the bookie's outside favourite, and things like that. It does give you obviously fire in the belly as such. And to be fair, he's already beaten Nathan. He obviously beat Graham, and obviously played really well against Lee, to get over the line.
Both have got some great support here as well. How much does that spur you on in an arena like this?
It's always worth 20%. When you've got the people with you and you've got people supporting you, it's always that sort of reassurance where, sometimes you just need that one voice to say, come on, you've got this, and that's all you need.
Looking ahead to the final, we will preview it in full in a moment, but just the nature of the two players, it seems like a bit of a contrast, doesn't it? You've got the calmness of Potter and that sort of fiery attitude of Terry Nash. Yeah. That could bode for an interesting fight, couldn't it?
Yeah, 100%. It's a proper opposite match, isn't it? But yeah, I think we're in for one hell of a game of darts coming up right now.
Right, we'll talk more about that in a moment. But first of all, let's introduce you to what's happening here at the Live Lounge next week.
Jensen, you require
Westy,
154.
Calaby. Oh, hello. Double 710.
Your champion, Jensen Walker.
Firmly in the ascendancy here now. Another one of them will hold him in good stead. Look at this, double 10.
So in the second leg,
Joe Croft.
Except normally the answer's you.
Yes, bullseye. Oh,
Yates
magnificent.
leg, Jason Heaver.
Heaver weaves a big shot.
Starts from here to level the match and find another break of throw.
What will he do?
That's
what he'll do.
Wow.
We've seen both sides of the Joker, haven't we? We've seen him be behind and come back in games today. We've seen him be in front and take the lead.
On the third leg.
And look at that, a 155 from John O'Shea.
Leaving the correct finishers. Oh, he's left the biggest one. And he takes the biggest finish of them all.
Lonnie Speed.
Oh, that is absolutely classy from Jamie Lewis.
Going to start the ball here. There's 25 of them. Gets the treble. How much of it can he see? Plenty is the answer to that question. What a way to win it for Jamie Durrant. 135.
Yeah, Champions Week is getting closer, isn't it? Week 9 is upon us from Monday morning. Jensen Walker, of course, a former Champions Week winner, joined by two Hunts, Adam and Joe, not related, Kevin Cottis, Arna Spey, and Jack Drayton, another player who many will be watching with interest on his debut here. Joe Croft, Jamie Durrant, John O'Shea in Group B, and Jamie Lewis, Jason Heaver, and Dylan Grazier in Group C. Keegan, a couple of players in that Group A that you know pretty well. Tell us about Kevin and Joe.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's really good having, obviously, Kev Cars played the last couple of years, played with Essex County Darts with him, and he's using the AD system fully to, springboard his darting career, enjoying it at the moment, and he's just enjoying darts. So, he's playing really well. Last county match, obviously we had against Lancashire, he beat Dave Evans, so he's definitely got some good pedigree behind him.
I mean, Joe Hunt and Jack Drayton making their debut in the same group on the same week. Two players in the PDC secondary tours have had some good success recently. A little bit like Jack Aldridge this week. That's going to be really interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. To be fair, we're calling Joe back on the Isle of Wight Mr. Challenge Tour at the moment. So, no, to be fair, Joe's been playing well for the last 10 months, 12 months, and it's good that he's getting his chance here at the Modus. And same with Jack. Jack's playing really well. He obviously played really well at the Isle of Man Open, a couple of weeks ago now. So it's good that each week we're now getting champions from everywhere playing against each other.
One other thing, I do want to mention, it was mentioned earlier tonight by Henry. Neil Duff is going to be playing back-to-back week because he's in Champions Week and he's in international pairs. That could happen to John O'Shea as well as he looks to defend for Team Ireland with Conor Heenahan. How determined will he be to do that? Because, of course, he'll want to win Champions Week, but what a fortnight it could be to win the Modus Super Series singles and effectively the Super Series pairs in international pairs a week later.
Yeah, 100%. And, that's the thing that everybody wants to be in Champions Week. This is why we play here at the Modus, the Modus Super Series. And if you're fortunate enough to play into the, obviously, international pairs, you have to take it, don't you? Take it with both hands. And, yeah, to be fair, I think there's a lot of people that will be playing their normal singles week to get into champions. And who's to say we're not going to just get one or two coming into playing over the 2-week period?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, two players left this evening. Let's just remind you then of tonight's final, which is only a couple of minutes away. Terry Nash against Nathan Potter. Nash beating Lee Evans 4-3. If you haven't been watching all night, well, where were you? Because Lee Evans hit a 9-darter earlier tonight, just a second ever on a finals night of the Super Series. Nathan Potter getting the better of the ADC Global Champion, Jack Twiddle, to set up the final with Nash. And I can tell you that Terry Nash has won the bullseye. First dart, popped it in the bull. That just plants that little seed, doesn't it, to say, look, I've been at it all night and I'm still at it now.
Yeah, 100%. And to be fair, when a match does go to that sort of free situation, you've got the throw. And that is worth at least 3 darts alone.
Let's take each player on their own merits then. What's impressed you the most about Terry tonight?
It's just his, shots under the pressure. Lee asked quite a lot, about Nash in that last match, and look at him, he's enjoying himself. And you know, I always say a dart player is always at their best is when they're enjoying it, and you can tell they're the celebration. You know, he now knows he's got, you know, the potential of getting into Champions Week, and it's then thinking, do you know what, I'm playing this well, why can't I get into Champions Week?
Same question then about Nathan. What has he done to make you think he could be the one that wins it this evening?
So it's like we alluded to earlier, it's now two players on the opposite scale where, you know, obviously Nathan's very cool. He's, you know, years more than his maturity of his own age, and he's just going out there relaxing. You know, you have to remember, he played Terry in the first match and lost quite convincingly because Terry put that much pressure on him. And he's bounced back really well to get to the final.
Let me pick you up on that point, actually, because it's a good one you've made there. They played in the first match of the evening. Terry won. What does that do to the mindset of both players going into the final tonight? Does it give an edge to the one that won it?
Yeah, 100%. You know, 100 million %. It probably gave Terry probably a good 10 or 15% before they've even started, because all of a sudden he goes, you know, Nathan be saying, right, I need to sort this out for me. I can't do the same thing again, because otherwise Terry's going to steamroll me again. So yeah, so straight away there's mind games without needing it to be mind games.
Talking about percentages as well, look, Graham Usher, loads of 180s this week. Lee Evans, loads of 180s, a 9-darter tonight. But it's the two players who came into the finals night with the highest checkout percentages that have made it. That shows you what you need to do to win games of darts, doesn't it?
Exactly that. You know, it's that, you know, you can score as long as you hit the doubles. That's the main thing, isn't it?
There we go. Who will hit the winning double then in tonight's final? We are about to find out.
And he's got 3 of that target to send himself into the final, which he does so for a second time. As it's surrounded, and then finds a way through.
Welcome to the Modus Live Lounge here in Portsmouth for the Modus Super Series, Series 13, Week 8. Live on Pluto TV. We now get round to our grand final of the evening. Please welcome on stage, first of all, Terry Nash. And please welcome on stage Terry's opponent in this grand final, Nathan Potter!
Paul Hinks, the man with the microphone, the MC and legendary referee. And straight after tonight's live darts, you'll be able to see Paul Hinks' most iconic moments. But it's going to be an iconic moment for one of the two players that he will be refereeing in this final. A very fitting final as well. Two players who've earned their place in different ways really tonight. Terry Nash has fired fiercely through the field. Nathan Potter has looked reliable, measured and calm all week, and he's looking for a bit of revenge for that earlier defeat. Both of them have been so close that they can touch the trophy, but neither have had the medal around their neck yet. That will change for one of them. Which one? Well, we'll find out over the course of a possible 7 legs. And talking you through the final are Keegan Brown and Henry Deacon.
Thank you, Murph. For Nathan Potter, he's hoping that his appearances here at the Super Series are sequential. Semi-final followed by a final, followed by a win. For Terry Nash, it's redemption that's very much on his mind. Lost out in a final 2 years ago to Neil Duff. In fact, both players have lost weekly finals to the Duff man. And so here we go. Time for the final match of the week. That man dominated at the beginning of proceedings in Group A. He won his first 14 matches He lost out to Lee Evans, but lost out to this man at the beginning of the night. The first game of the evening is the final game of the evening. Is it going to follow the same trend as match one, Keegan, or do we see a different result?
Do you know what? I think it's all in the hands of this man. In my opinion, it depends how well he copes in the final. You know, because he has just been heads and shoulders above everyone tonight. You know, where Nathan showed different maturity in different ways, where he's had to bounce back really well against that defeat of the hands of Nash. You know, the first game of the evening. Seems so long ago, doesn't it? But, you know, nevertheless, he showed that he's, you know, got proper grit and determination to, you know, make sure, do you know what? I might have had a defeat, but I've used my opportunity to get into the final.
The numbers could not be tighter between the pair over the course of the evening. Nathan Potter, over the course of his 3 games, 91.13 average, 10 out of 24 on the doubles, 41%. Terry Nash, 91.09 average, 12 out of 28 on the doubles, 42%.
And what a final we're going to have then.
134.
Well, Nash won the bullseye. It's the only game of the week where there is a bull-off to determine who throws first. And Terry's using that to the best use in this opening leg. On a double after a dozen, but Potter's going to be hot on his heels.
Game shot the first
14 darter, statement of intent laid down by Terry Nash.
Game on.
Well, they've made the long trip for Wales to be here, and they are hoping that they're going to be having a party in Pompey in about 10 minutes' time.
43.
Potter wants to be the party pooper.
This is where Nash has to capitalise on an average throw from Potter there. But let's not take nothing away. Whatever happens in this final, we have to give credit to Nathan to win 14 out of the 15.
100.
And it took a ton plus checkout from Lee Evans to, you know, to sort of defeat, obviously, Nathan there. That takes some credit.
100.
You know, we have seasoned pros that come here 2 or 3 times a year that's never got nowhere near the club of 14. And, you know, to be fair, Nathan is the closest to the 15 so far.
And to the best of our knowledge, none of them then gone on to win the week.
100.
But this is the sort of moment where Potter does need to find that treble.
60.
So I think they should, in my opinion, should have switched. Because I'd rather have 160 than 158.
Now, we saw in his semi-final, Nathan Potter got better as the game went on, but he may not be allowed that luxury in this game like he did against Jack Twiddle. And already, I feel as if we're entering pivotal moments in this game. Nash on 120 to get the break to lead 2-0. And he could be halfway towards victory already.
So, treble 20 here for Tops. He's unlucky there not to get it. He's going to move over just a little bit.
60.
Played it safe.
Nathan Carr 114.
There's a lot of ways going for this. What way is Nathan going? So it'll be treble 18 for double top. So it's double top for 114 finish.
74. Daniel Carr 60.
When he's been missing, he hasn't been missing by much on this tops wire, but he's been missing enough to allow his opponents opportunities. But
50.
Terry Nash unable to take advantage of that one, so Potter back for parity.
So it's 2 10s. Surely coming off the barrel.
Gain shot on the second leg. Nathan Potter.
Skidded in off a dart 2. And we're back on terms.
Game on.
The best of 7 has become a best of 5.
43.
And in some weird way, as the night draws to a close, the crowd gets a bit thinner when families of some other players depart,
131.
which can sometimes add to the tension of it all.
Yeah, 100%. It does get even
60.
quieter. But this is where Nathan needs to keep his head strong.
60.
Bit of an opening hit for Nash.
Does the dynamic of this final change a little bit
96.
in respect of neither player has won a week here before and both players have previously lost a final here before?
Yeah, 100%. You know, they've obviously both got scar tissue when it comes to the final, so they want to make sure they've put it right.
100.
So Nash should be looking at the 18 route. Just feels like Terry's just lost his lie, just ever so slightly.
84.
Maybe it's the magnitude of, realising what he's on the cusp of doing.
Well, for Terry Nash, it will be by far the biggest thing he's ever done in this
60.
sport if he was to win tonight. For Nathan Potter, you'd argue it's the biggest thing he's ever done. He's gone deep in development tours, but never won one yet.
58. Nathan Carr, 150.
So it's now 150 against 160. Looks like he's staying up there.
94.
Moves across, finds the treble 18. And all of a sudden, this leg's flip-flopped.
But the shot's on. He's unlucky not to get it there.
80. Nathan Carr, 56.
Is he beginning to do exactly what he did in his semi-final against Jack Twiddle? Got off to a slow start, but then beginning to go through the gears and hit the front.
Nathan Potter.
And Potter's got the break he needs to win this final. 2-1 up, halfway there.
Let's be honest. Nathan would think he's in a very fortunate position because there's not too many times in the final that you would win a leg with 21 darts.
This isn't a final where we're going to see anything barnstorming. I get the sense it's one of those finals where maybe we're going to see something edgy. It could be one of those finals, possibly, Keys, won by a mistake more than a moment of magic.
And I think you might be right there, but I also think there might be another twist. Could be another twist in it just yet.
$60.
You said there may well be a twist, and Terry Nash is just beginning to twist the knife in this leg.
There's little points in darts where, sometimes when you have got your back up against the wall, you always go up there fighting as such. That's a brilliant first dart. Should be looking at the 18s.
92.
Straight away, advantage is with Nash in this leg. It really depends what Potter can produce here. Another one would put the pressure back on Nash.
100. Teddy Carr, 170.
Well, there should be some way to raise the temperature, but the 170 isn't going to go. Potter needs just one treble to give himself
85.
the dart at a double to go one away.
Check. 40. Nathan Carr, 116.
Well, from the big fish, he's left the little fish.
So it's 16 for tops. So it's double top for a 116 finish for Potter.
96. Teddy Carr, 130.
So Nash here looking at 130 to break back and to level up at 2-2. And all of a sudden we have a best of 3. Doesn't go. Potter's got 3 in hand to go 3-1 up
20.
and to move within one leg of his first ever weekly title here.
Chasing it at 2 5s. And he's came inside.
16. Teddy Carr, 65.
I'm surprised there that he's left 4. I thought he might have busted for a reset on double 10.
But that's a cardinal
45.
sin. Terry Nash did not give himself a dart at a double off the back of the 65. This will almost feel like a free hit here for Potter to a certain extent.
Game shown the
One away.
Nathan Potter.
One away from completing the sequence.
Fifth leg Teddy to throw first.
Semi-final appearance 1. Final appearance 2 is at the 3rd attempt. Nathan Potter about to crack the Super
60.
Series code.
Does it look that way, doesn't it? But all Nathan's worried about right now, just straight darts. All you want is just straight darts.
60.
Because one thing you don't want to do is let this man have a chance, because he will take it.
He's going to get the insurance
97.
policy of the fact that he's going to throw at some point to win the final, even if he loses this leg. I'm sure he doesn't want to rely on it, but he has got it just in case.
100.
Yeah, it's a good 140 there from Nash.
May well need that insurance policy.
You saw this in this match against
60.
Graham Usher. He kind of went off the boil just for a couple of legs. And he made sure he got the job done.
140.
64 after 12. Potter needs 2 trebles now to leave a finish. Needs another to leave a finish. Gets the second treble.
140 to the car 64.
And when Nathan Potter's on a finish, any opportunity could be the last for Terry Nash.
44.
Is
Nathan
this
Carr,
curtains?
41.
Is this the moment when Nathan Potter eventually wins that weekly title? The 141 won't get got.
So 71 left, treble 13, sorry.
82 to the car 20.
So Terrier, 3 darts, a double 10.
Gains
And he
on
gets
the
it.
fifth leg, Terry Nash.
And he let us know he got it as well. And that may have
6
been
leg
as much
Nathan
to
to go
Nathan
first.
Potter as
Game
it was
on.
to everybody else. To let him know he's still in this final. But this the big leg for Terry Nash. Even bigger for Nathan Potter because he has the darts to win his first weekly title here. And have a look at the way he started. 140 forces Nash into something big right from the get-go.
That's a good reply.
121.
Absolutely fantastic darts after that first one. Only 19 points between both players.
Under this type of pressure, with the biggest title of his career on the offing, this is classy for Nathan.
45.
It is that, and there's only not even nothing separating them in the averages at the moment.
What a recovery with dart 3 that was. On a 2-darter after 9. Well, for Terry Nash, a second
65.
final here at the Live
Nathan Carr,
Lounge.
96.
It looks like it's going to be a second final that ends in defeat. Nathan Potter looking at 96 to wrap up a first ever weekly win. The champagne on ice for now.
56.
So Nathan Potter
43.
looks at double
Nathan Carr,
top
40.
to get the job done. Semi-final in appearance 1. Final in appearance 2. And third time is the charm because Nathan Potter is a weekly winner. He beats Terry Nash in the final by 4 legs to 2.
Absolutely fantastic stuff from the young man from Norfolk. Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed. Absolutely wonderful scenes there with the family there cheering on Nathan, and fantastic stuff. This is what dreams are for, and to be fair, deserved the win as such. But Nathan Potter gets over the line with a 4-2 win there in the final.
Yeah, thanks Keegan, thanks Henry. Wonderful stuff from Nathan Potter, getting revenge on that defeat by the same scoreline earlier tonight to Terry Nash in the opening match of the evening. It is the youngster that comes through. For Terry, it's a second runner-up placing for him, a silver medal around his neck, but Nathan Potter is going to get his hands on the silverware. He's been an emerging talent for some time. We've seen him knocking on the door at both the Rising Stars week and Senior week, but now he is a champion and we are going to hear from him. Nathan Potter is about to lift the trophy, but first, let's hear from him with Henry.
Murph, thank you very much. Nathan Potter, third time is the charm. You've done it. You've won it. Just sum up how you feel right now.
No words, to be honest with you. Every time I've been here, I've progressed every time. Semi-final, runner-up, and now I've won it. So.
I know we've mentioned it a few times this week, but was it something that was in your mind?
Oh, 100%. Like, as soon as I won Group A, all is on my mind. Just get that Saturday night and get it done.
In terms of the season, obviously what you did in Group A was superb, one of the best ever campaigns we've ever had. Did that add a little bit more pressure on your shoulders going into this evening?
I think it did a bit because everyone wanted to beat the Group A winner. But at the end of the day, I said the other night, I want to get here first time and win it, basically, get it done.
Now, you lost that first game to Terry. Was that a wake-up call for yourself?
I think it was, because I think I come in here a bit, I wouldn't say big for my boots sort of thing, but I wanted to come here and get it done. I said to Terry earlier, it's the first time I've ever met him. Don't know how his game is. I think I went into it a bit too big-headed as such. And that sort of just kicked me up the bum a bit, and I went on from there.
So what did you do between Game 1 and Game 2 to get yourself back on track?
I just took myself away a little bit when I sorted my darts out, scratched it against a bricker. I went for a toilet and then come back and sort of had a game of cards against Jack Twiddle before the semi-final, and took my mind away from it, to be fair.
Well, you played your cards right in that semi-final against Jack. You did so again in the final against Terry. It felt like timing was a key strength for yourself tonight, because you did get off to slow starts. That's fair to say in both the semi and the final. But once you got into proceedings, it felt like it was very hard to stop you.
It was very similar to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, to be completely honest. My first few games were a bit of a stretch, and then towards the end of the day, I played a lot better, and it was the same tonight, to be fair. Game against Terry weren't great, and then my game against Graham was a lot better, and I sort of thrived from there.
So, into a first Champions Week. Now, the bloke defending the title can't defend it, but I know he's a good friend of yours in Charlie Manby. I'm sure he's going to be watching this tonight. Hey, you could have your photo on the wall next to him in a few weeks' time.
Well, yeah, but it'll be after his, though, won't it?
How much are you looking forward to it, though, in all seriousness?
Oh, no, yeah. It's been booked in the calendar since I sort of got called up for here. So it's always been an aim of mine to get there. And, yeah, I'm going to go there and hopefully smash it up.
2026 has been very fruitful so far for yourself, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has, yeah. I've sort of thrived on confidence since Q School and stuff like that. So, yeah, there's no reason why I can't go to Champions Week and smash it up.
Right, you've seen this a few times before. You actually get to do it for good. Nathan, many congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, your Week 8 winner is Nathan Potter!
Yeah, a family affair. The Potters are celebrating because Nathan Potter has prevailed here at the Super Series. Going down now to share that moment with his mum, Stephanie. Fantastic achievement for him. Look, they're the people that have supported him, and it's a moment that they deserve to share in, isn't it, Keegan?
Oh, 100%. This is what darts is all about. It's, you know, obviously Nathan's probably played darts from a very young age, and obviously mum and dad there obviously helped him throughout the years, and there's always a nice sight in darts where, you know, these are the scenes that make darts what it is.
Lovely, lovely to see as well. And that's what you kind of get here at the Super Series, isn't it? Everyone in the arena can go and shake the hands with the winner, not whisked away to a world of media yet, but that could come. We've seen it happen with previous champions here. Henry referenced Charlie Manby, part of the same management stable, before he's gone on to get a PDC Tour card, played at the World Championship. It's very early days to try and make a judgment on what Nathan Potter could go on to achieve, but the fact that he's progressing every time he's here, it's really positive signs, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is, and it's always good to see natural progression in darts. And, you know, like you said there, you know, every time Nathan's come here, semi-finals, runner-up, and now he's got it.
Yeah, and he's in Champions Week, the first one of the year. And I think of some of the players that have been good in darts. You get players like a Littler who just emerges and just really quickly takes to it. But there are other players. In fact, Luke Humphries is a great example.
Yeah.
He went step by step, didn't he? And sometimes, is that the better way to go?
Yeah, I think it is. You know, either way, if you get to the end result, it don't matter how you got there, as long as you get there. And to be fair, I think Nathan's absolutely doing, you know, the world of darts justice for youth players.
He spoke about that first match, and he said it did kind of just give him a bit of a kick. He realised that maybe he was a bit complacent in the first game. No disrespect to Terry Nash at all. but he was determined to be sharp for the semis and final, and he certainly was.
Yeah, he was that, wasn't he? That's been honest. It was that 11-darter that really hurt Jack in that semi-finals, and even then, you know, when it really mattered the most, he took it out under pressure.
Yeah, what have you made of him over the course of the week? Because, yeah, it's won on a Saturday night, but even if he hadn't won it this week, he would have left with a lot of credit in the bank, wouldn't he?
Oh, yeah, 100%. You know, I alluded to it in the comments box just about 5 minutes ago and say, you know, whatever happens tonight, you have to remember he's 23 and he won 14 out of 15. Most pros that have came here have never done that.
Absolutely.
So for him to do that at 23, I'll take my hat off to him.
Right, and he is now on the roll of honour for Series 13 and has therefore secured a spot at Champions Week. These are the weekly winners. He follows in the footsteps of Neil Duffer, beating him in a final previously. Scott Taylor, who has won a series, was the week before that, and then Graham Hall on week 5. The first 4, Steve Green, Keanu Van Velzen, Radek Shigansky and Derek Coulson, shaping up nicely, Keegan. 2/3 of the field we now know.
Yeah, he does. And, you know, like we always say, you know, look at that week, look at Champions Week right now, and we've still got another 4 weeks of it.
And your name is yet to be added?
Very shortly, I say. Very shortly.
Yeah, the moment, of course. I mean, you've experienced it. You've experienced many big moments. For him, how big is this moment? The moment that he finally crosses the line here.
Well, this is the sort of moment that, you know, dreams they're made of, aren't they? This is his first.
That's a semi-final one. Sorry,
oh, sorry.
Now, but that was my. I teed you up wrong, Keegan.
But no, it's what dreams are made of. Because at the end of the day, you know, this is his first, in theory, TV title, and he used to say he can't start, you know, producing it more and more here.
We'll talk about the real glorious moment. What does that feel like when you hit that winning double to win a week at the Super Series? What is the release, really? Because a lot of the time you've been here for 6 days, you know, players around you, you've been battling it out with them, maybe the few mind games in the back room. What is the release like?
Mine was tears, mainly.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it was. I obviously got a sponsor with tissue papers after that. But no, in all seriousness, it's that sort of relief where you think, I've done it. You know, you could be here for 2 days, you could have been here for the whole 6 days. But it's that sort of like built up tension where we all want it. Every single player that comes here week in, week out, all we want to do is win it. And obviously, one by one, you chip away, and when you finally do it, you're just like, thank goodness this happened.
Yeah, and there you see him, look, ready to leave after having that celebration. I mean, Keegan, to be honest, I do know the inside story on your tears that night, and it was because you'd been told you had to speak to Henry Deacon, wasn't it?
That was bad enough, wasn't it? It was bad enough. But no, yeah, to be fair, it was, it was a good night, you know. That's what I'm saying.
Look, and this is what happens after you've spoken to Henry Deacon. You can celebrate then, because, look, there you go. So happy that interview's over and the trophy can be lifted. And this is what it's all about, isn't it? Getting those moments, medal around your neck, trophy aloft in the air, family there to enjoy it with you. Those are the moments. Look, in every darts tournament, in every sporting tournament, there is only one winner. You have to enjoy those moments.
Yeah, of course you do, because you never know when the next time you win something. And that's why I always say, you know, regardless of where you play, always keep enjoying it. Because you never know what really is round the corner. It could go bad, it could go good. And I really do hope this is the turning point for Nathan to springbox his career now.
Right, word on another couple of players. First of all, Terry Nash almost did it. Brilliant stuff from him to get there. What should he be thinking as he reflects tomorrow?
You did yourself proud. You know, let's be honest, you did yourself really proud. You've came here, you're an ADC qualifier, and you just narrowly lost. You know, he didn't disgrace himself. He didn't go out in the groups. He did himself proud, and he should be able to say, do you know what? I've done myself proud. I'm going to look forward the next time I come here.
And we cannot leave this show without looking back at the highlight of the night. Sorry, Nathan, but Lee Evans did somewhat steal your thunder. This was after 6 perfect darts. He made it 7, 8, and then the perfect 9. Lee Evans, only the second Saturday 9-darter. Everybody was on their feet, including the fans of the player he was playing there, Jack Aldridge. What a moment for Lee Evans, and what a moment for all the fans that watched it.
100%. And this is what I mean. This is where you can't buy quality. You know, for Lee to do that in front of the time is superb. And you know, like we always say, the sort of what you get here for your ticket on a Saturday night to watch world-class starts, it's a moment like that where it's definitely worth a £5.
Absolutely great place to leave it. Thank you, Keegan, for your company tonight. Plenty coming up here on the Modus Super Series channel on Pluto TV. And up next, we're going to see the best moments of Paul Hinks. He is an icon, isn't he? And we're going to look back at some legendary moments with a man who has been refereeing this evening. 11:20 Tungsten Talk with Peter Wachuri on Sunday, that is, and then 9:30 on Monday morning. Jensen Walker is going to be in action, a former Super Series Champions Week champion, and he will be returning and hoping to be returning on finals night as well next Saturday, 7:30. Usual place, usual time. Do make sure you join us for that. Well, it started with a 9-darter. All the crowd were on their feet. But as for Nathan Potter, he shaped the week, handled the heat, and in the end, Potter has his hands on the trophy.
Well, Nash to go 2 onto the good and to move 1 away. Double top. Oh, that is exquisite.
Might look at the ball, all 42. And it is perfect dart for double 16.
Game on the second leg. Jack Aldridge.
Should be looking at the 9, has to look at the 19s. I think he might have heard me.
Well, he certainly heard someone. Well, he's decided to fill up. Well,
Go. Perfect. Another triple 20. Double 12 for the first 9-darter. And he gets it. Absolutely fantastic from Lee Evans. And to win the match. Shots on, so there's another triple 20. Double 19. What a win.
What a way to win it. He lost his first game, pulled 2 against Terry Nash. But he recovers with a 4-1 win over Graham Usher to send himself into the final, which he does so for a second time, and look what it means to him. As it's surrounded, and then finds a way through. Semi-final in appearance 1, final in appearance 2. And first time is the charm, because Nathan Potter is a weekly winner. He beats Terry Nash in the final by 4 legs to 2. Your week 8 winner is Nathan Potter!
The new Modus Super Series champion.
Oh my word!
It's another incredible moment tonight.
Jeff Smith!
It's match down.
5-star performer, and the bullseye is hit.
It's Johnny Magnet!
He will be disappointed with that. He wanted to have
Graham
one dart.
requires 20.
Graham Usher wins the first game of Champions Night, and it was an absolute ripper. He hit one of them on tops. He missed one on double 12. Which one is it? It's the hit!
Outside opportunity for Andy Hamilton. Van der Velde should be getting a match start again here. He's already had one. Mr. Dart at tops for the match to win 4-1. And he Dart at double 16 gets the job done there for Jurgen van der Velde. He gets over the line with a 4-2-6.
Did he go for tops, or did he just overshoot the single? Jimmy doesn't care. Jimmy just looks to eat this up to make the semi-finals for the second time. Adam Kaplas has been eliminated. keep us guessing. This time he's trying to leave double 18. He knows best, and he takes the lead. He is 2 darts away
Jeff requires 86.
from a Super Series final. He's 1 dart away. He doesn't need any more darts. Jeff Smith makes the Series 11 final. Is Usher losing his cool a little bit here?
Oh, absolutely. Right now, I'd say the head's gone. And you don't have long to recover. It is very, very short format darts. Vansky's halfway to victory.
He only needs 1 more. Jimmy Vansky is yet again into a Modus Super Series final.
Flashback vibes. Can Jimmy Vansky do the same? Just needs the 1 treble here on the 19s. Finds it. For the ball.
101.
Oh, unlucky. A lot of pressure on it. He's going to split it. 2 darts for double 4 for the match.